Peace, family.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
I sound like a choir. Good morning.
Good morning. Good
Good morning.
Okay, shoot. All right, y'all. We up in the building.
All right.
We're back from another week.
Yay.
I love it. I always love being back up in the house. Yeah, y'all. I'm gonna say cool. This person. Okay, so y'all know I'm still, I'm on the technology tip. First of all, good morning, fams. Peace, blessings, all that hotel. Morgani. No, I was kidding. No. Shalom. Right? What's the all of us?
Assalamu alaikum. All of it.
So, how y'all week? How was y'all week?
My week was good, very informative. I learned a lot this week, connected with some really cool people this week. Really tiring week, but it was a good week. Very productive.
That's what's up.
Oh, nice. You know what? I had a really, really good week, busy week, preparing for some shifts that is coming up in a couple of months, and I'll put that information out later.
Okay.
About that, and doing some work around, the radio show. So make sure you guys tune in Monday through Friday, 10 a.m., 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on ETA Radio via Live 365. Catch your girl. So yeah, but it's been good. It's been good, but busy.
Right on.
Yeah.
So my week has been great. Yesterday, we had our 7th annual Men of Honor.
Yes.
Ooh.
So in our community, we do this
Congratulations.
thing. Thank you. Called the Men of Honor, and we honor Black men in our community who are doing extraordinary work. Every brother that was on there, was 12 of them, and just seeing all those brothers marching together, sit with each other, break bread, having our community come out and celebrate the good Black men that are in our community. So I know sometimes we talk about a lot of other stuff we think men are doing or not doing or whatever the hell. But these are brothers who have been consistently on their game. And so for me, I felt extremely proud just to be amongst them and to watch them. And then it was young brothers reading their bios. An 11-year-old read a bio.
It was good for me because I got to see men that I looked up to when I was a child, like Dr. Canton, and then I got to see some of my schoolmates, like Kyrie, who was able to get in the Men of Honor, and my son got to read a bio of some people. So it was just great to see the generations in there, from people I admire, my peers, and my son there. So it was an awesome time.
I loved it. Awesome. I loved it. So that was that, and it was nice because it was families out there supporting their folks out there. It was beautiful.
In the house.
Yes, it was.
Nice.
Yes, it was in
And
community.
it was y'all missed it because it was red, black, and green out, baby. It was nice. Y'all missed out. It was very nice.
So thank everyone who came out to support. Hopefully over the next couple of weeks or so, we'll be interviewing some of those because we've honored today. So that we have said. So I think now we're up to 73 Black men that we honored in our community. A lot of educators were up there yesterday, or some form of touching education, which I thought was so awesome. Peace to Maris. Maris online.
I want to say good morning also to Roberta Cruz.
Thank you. Oh,
and Black Wiggins. Good morning to you and Michael. Peace to you too, brother.
Shabazz. I like that.
Nice.
So
it was so good seeing you two yesterday, Damaris. I'm sorry. Okay.
You can talk like that's what we do here. So Dana's not here, y'all, because Dana has like another event and she really has to work on it this morning. And so thank God we got Sister Khadijah in the house to fill in.
Yes.
I love it. So it's like we're gonna keep this moving. But big loves and shout out to Sister Dana. And also just want to stop real quick and just give some love and shout outs to people who are experiencing loss. Because I work with a client this week. I work with a young family this week, and who had lost a baby. So my heart just went out. But in our family, it's in the world right now, we're in the wintertime and people sometimes leave in the winter. What's that song? I never dreamed you leave in springtime or whatever.
It's leaving summer.
It's a summer.
Yeah. I never dreamed you leave in summer.
But sometimes people leave in winter.
They even see winter, spring, summer, fall.
That's right. So with that being said, it's also the holiday season and people really struggle during this time.
Right.
And so we got to make sure that we increase our not tolerance level, but just warmth of each other. Speak to each other, even if somebody
smiles. When you pass by somebody, you never know what a smile could do to uplift somebody's day.
So that brings me to Nancy Wilson.
Oh
man, I don't need your photograph to keep my mind, babe. Your picture is always in my head.
You know what my song was by
What
Nancy
was yours?
Wilson.
Nancy Wilson. We
Now,
listened to
okay,
her growing up.
When most people growing up, y'all was probably listening to, whatever was on the radio.
Yeah.
We had Nancy Wilson
Yes, we did.
albums, baby. So we knew them front and back. And we both picked the side of the album. We had to
Which
learn
side?
all the songs.
Yeah,
on.
we did.
So my song was Welcome, by Nancy Wilson.
Yeah.
So.
Who was your favorite of hers? Because you actually can sing.
All of them. Welcome, because it was just kind of like gritty. Like her man, was not doing right. And she was just like, oh, you messing with me? We welcome you to the Broken Heart Club. So,
Because then the woman left him, right?
The woman
Right.
he cheated on her with then left him.
Right.
So she was telling him, welcome to the club. Now you know what it feel like. So Nancy Wilson, rest in
Oh,
peace.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love me some Nancy. I loved her voice. I
Yeah.
loved that she was a stylist as
And
well.
she always came out looking good.
She
Like
was real flawless, didn't she?
it seemed like they just put care into themselves back then. Like you
Yeah.
didn't just come out with a bra and panties on and then you singing. They had on full.
No,
they had on
yes.
stockings. They had on stockings. Like,
Yeah.
come on, and the
They
slips.
did,
They wore stockings and slips back in the day. Like who do that nowadays? Come on. Except
She
us.
was just so smooth. But I
Classy.
mean, we
Yeah.
listened to me. I remember the album we had. We had to watch each other sing her
and
song.
I'm all smiles out.
You be too. If
All right
you
now.
knew that all of my smiles were for you. Nancy
Okay.
Wilson, y'all
Y'all
don't get it
don't even
twisted.
know.
Okay,
Don't get it twisted on Nancy Wilson now. Wait a minute.
We will be
Wait a
posting
minute.
their Cash App
We're coming up with a mixtape
links
of Nancy
so
Wilson.
you can put your tips in. All right.
But I think when you have great people like that who make their transition, we gotta stop and
Yes.
to me, she was an icon and she was a stylist and she was a singer. And Peach Cheryl,
She's a legend.
she's a legend. Thank you,
Yes.
she's a legend. And
Yeah.
so
It's a good
I don't like
time
the
to
word
use that
diva
word.
too much because
Yeah.
it be meaning something different,
Different
these
these
days.
days,
But
yeah.
for me, she gave you a show. She talked to you. I always loved the way she talked. Seems like Tina Turner has the same. Tina Turner has that same
Little
voice, by the
Mosley,
way.
a little.
Yeah. So we just wanted to say, like, we really love Nancy Wilson, and she would definitely be missed. And when a giant like that leaves the planet, we definitely gotta, talk about them, say their names, and because she did give us a lot through her music, and a lot of people got through many things with her music. That was my mother's collection,
Yeah,
Nancy
she
Wilson.
had
so
quite a few.
Right.
yes, she did, girl. Yes, she
Got
did.
up through some times we probably don't even know about.
Right,
Right.
Because,
And speaking of those transitioning, one of my former classmates, Anitra Kendricks, gained her wings this weekend. So I want to send my condolences to her family. Anitra, you will be missed. We love you much. You fought a long battle, but you got your wings now. So just watch over us all, and we're gonna miss and love you so much.
So let me
God
ask
bless
you,
your family.
Let me ask you this, Khadijah. How do you feel when someone who is your friend makes a transition like that? And we're young.
It's hard. And she's not the first one. It's been
Yeah.
quite a few within this year from my class that's passed away at 43, 44.
Right.
So
Wow.
it makes me kind of take a look and kind of reevaluate some of my stuff. Not even just health wise, but just relationship wise with family members and friends and just anything. It just makes me kind of reevaluate and know it's an ending is coming for all of us for this life. So it just kind of makes me want to do some things a little differently.
Right on, sis.
Yeah.
Right
It makes
on.
my heart a little softer.
Right on. What about you, Dr. Sean, when you read about somebody that's your age that's made their transition? Because to me, that just speaks volumes. It's like, I know when I was growing up, I'm like, you 30 years old? Damn, that's old.
Yeah.
Right.
But now that I'm like 47, I'm like, that ain't old.
Right.
That ain't even old.
Right.
But how do you feel when you see that?
I began to, try to put some things in check. Not holding on to stuff that don't really matter. And then just looking at how to enjoy this life.
Yes.
Because a lot of it, comes to that we can do all the releasing and all that kind of stuff, but then enjoying this life because.
And what do you mean by enjoying? Because some people don't know how to enjoy their life. Like, what do you
that's
mean
what
by
I talk
enjoy?
to.
Because for me,
Yeah.
enjoying my life is being around my children, being with my family, reading a good book.
Right.
People sometimes think enjoying your life meaning going on a cruise or going to go hang out and
Right.
spending some money.
Yeah. No, it don't have to be any of that.
Mhm.
It can be
Sometimes it's that too.
really.
It could be that too. But
Yeah.
some people.
I
I said that because people post, I just went. I stayed in this fancy hotel this weekend, and I went and brought my kids this. That makes them feel but then inside they're empty. You know what I mean? They're not
Okay,
really enjoying their
gotcha.
life. That's
No,
what
I
I'm
get
saying.
that, but I also
but there's
wanna
nothing
say-
wrong with
Yeah, but
enjoying
I also
yourself.
think for some people that is enjoying life,
Life.
because maybe they've been working their whole life,
life,
and never
right.
did any of the fancy
Yeah.
stuff. And I'm not talking about how, I'm talking about sometimes enjoying life is like, I got all this money, I've been working my whole life, and I haven't even had a
Yeah.
I know
$100 meal.
I have
Right.
we got a brother-in-law that doesn't take any time off of work. He got like 900 and something PTO hours and does not take off work. So I get it. Yeah.
So that would make me like,
vacation.
well,
Wow.
maybe that's go see the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah,
I'm going to see
yeah,
the world.
absolutely.
But the
Yeah.
other part could be also spending time with your family, and
Yeah.
or sometimes
Or-
maybe getting yourself right.
I'm about just enjoying yourself, giving
Yeah.
pampering
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, learn
Give yourself
to
a
be
hug.
okay.
Yeah.
With spending time with you,
Mhm.
you know. So for me, I want all of it. Like
Right.
I want to do the trips. I want to have the the $100 meal, meaning just my meal is $100. And then spending time with my kids and cruises and
And creating good memories.
yeah, and that's
Right
that's
on.
it. That's it.
Good morning, Miss Dana.
I was just tagging you down. You see me down here. You know what I'm down here. Mine be down there. So
yeah.
that's what's up. So and not just during this holiday season, but
Well,
through
what
the whole
about you?
year.
You didn't answer the question. How do you feel when you see people that you know or your classmates or people passing
Ooh.
on and transitioning in your age group?
You know, it makes me sad. It makes me feel like you're too young to be leaving right
Right.
now. But also, part of it is like you're too young, but it also makes me look at how do I want to live my life so I don't cash out of here young either. You know what I mean? Because I think that's the ultimate thing. You be like, damn, it ain't like you living a hard life, but sometimes you be running and you be seeing, it's like in the race, all of us start at the same time, and you look around and be like, damn, there's like 3 people left.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, wait a minute, maybe we doing something wrong
Especially
here.
those deaths that not that we could have avoided, but like that's not
No.
like cancer or something. Like people that's I got what you're saying. Yeah.
And you know,
yeah.
even those things are about metaphysics.
Yeah.
Right. Like, are you know, cancer, they say cancer is about things, Louise Hay. Lovely Louise Hay.
Yeah.
You could heal
Heal your life.
That's more about things eating away.
away,
Because cancer
and
eats
holding
away.
resentment.
Over time.
And
Or not being able
resentment,
to say
holding-
your truth to people.
That too, because it
I
eats
mean,
away
that's
at you.
one thing,
That's what
yeah.
things you have like, you're gonna hold it in. Which we're gonna talk about some of that this morning, because as black people living in America, there's a lot of things we feel we can't say or have opinions about, or you know, other groups gonna come and act like they shit is worse than our shit, but nobody survived all the things that I talk about black people. I almost think every day of our life we should wake up like, this is all the shit our people went through, so don't be too goddamn hard on yourself.
Right.
'Cause we are
That's
so
real
far
talk.
behind. We're like hundreds of years behind
Yeah.
every group
Yeah.
that's here.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, in terms of like having opportunity and mental health and people beating the shit out you, or I'm here speaking English and my
Having
broken
sport.
English, or
Right.
You know,
Right.
so yeah. So
Yep.
I look at all that and be like, okay, how can I extend my own life by changing some of what it is that I, you know, do in life, or
Right.
cutting out people, or
Yeah.
speaking up for myself, be like, that's great, but you don't get to use weed when I'm in the room because I don't believe in that.
Right.
So you get to say, I believe this, and you can't put all of it in weed.
Yeah.
You just can't, because black folks, some of us are famous for doing that.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we should do this. Oh, we shit, I know what post I've been on. You should help me so I cannot be so far on my damn post.
Right.
I'm
Or
sorry.
take a
Can
minute
you
to
know
go-
what I'm talking about?
to be able to go
You
to
know,
the
black
seconds.
folks, we famous for that. This is what we should do.
Do.
Do what we. Shut the hell up. This is what you should be
It's
doing.
always a we when it comes to talking, but when feet gotta move, that's when it become I. So it's always we when it's a
Well,
conversation.
well.
It's a we when it's a conversation, but when
Yeah.
we take
But
footwork,
we just speak French at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Right.
We. So with that being
That being
said,
said.
also while we're on the thing talking about people making the transition, this 9-year-old little sister who hung herself because of bullying, that touched me. I
Yeah.
kind of like, I kept seeing it on
Wow.
the post, and then I was like, oh, I don't know if I could look at this or whatever. But of course, you know, I am gonna look at it as who I am.
Right.
That made me feel some kind of way.
yeah.
That's me. How'd y'all feel about that? I just.
That hurt.
It was
That-
sad. I cried. I shed a tear over it because I had an 11-year-old who was the victim of bullying recently. So I cried over it. But the flip side of that, it made me very, very, very angry. Like I was sad, but the other part of me was ready to. I was enraged because it's happening more and more, especially.
And it was
young,
racial too.
And my
Really?
son was
It was
the target
racial.
of racial
It was
bullying.
racial.
And it's becoming more. It's becoming more common, and black people are okay with it, and that's the problem.
You think
I
it's
have.
taking it for the team?
Yeah, we think it's like, oh well, you know, baby, you're beautiful. Yeah, okay, we get all of that, but that baby still had to hear those words that burned her,
yeah,
and she took
yeah.
her life.
Yeah.
So we got to stop turning the other cheek and making it seem like it's okay or they wasn't raised right. We got to teach them better. No. I was, I'm still enraged about it.
Yeah, that just kind of broke my heart.
Yeah.
And in the other words, she was so beautiful.
Oh, she was.
And here's the thing, even, and I know she took her life, which is just kind of like, wow, like, we should be having visuals for that.
Right.
We should be in the streets marching for that.
Yep.
Right.
We should be protesting for
For
that.
that,
Right.
Black
But it ain't no white
Yep.
people attached to it
Yep.
physically, so you can't go like camp out and shit like that.
That mattered.
And it didn't matter. The black lives did not
Right.
matter. So I think we gotta start calling things what they are, so not do fantasy. But the other part of it is that imagine if she had lived, and how many of us grew up with those words stuck to us as a folk. And then, our life gets cut short by the way we live and how we interact with people and all the money we spend on hair weave. Nothing against you if you wear weave. I got one in the back right now making my thing big. But I'm just saying some of us live our whole life like with just like material, trying to make ourselves be something else. And I feel like that's the other part of this lesson with this little sister is how many of us contribute
and still contribute.
To a person feeling like that. Because imagine if she had became an adult. So many of us used to be her. And if we didn't have those people in our lives who did make us feel beautiful, who did show us how to brush the haters off, but really scrub the haters off, that we, it really contributes to how we do suicidal living.
Absolutely. Ooh,
that's a good one.
We're walking dead.
That's what I thought about. I'm sorry that sister took her life. That really hurt my heart.
It's so sad because even this past Friday, a little girl, it was a sister in a program I was at, and she had her natural hair out, and the little girl, I think she was 3, she said, "Oh, your hair is nappy." And then the sister was like, "No, baby, my hair is good, it's healthy, it's strong, and my hair is strength." And she was like, "No, my mama said that's nappy hair." And then I was just looking like, okay, you know
and
how
she
you
learned that from.
You know how you had that silent eye contact, because me and the sister gave each other the silent look like, "Did baby just call your head nappy?" And then she wanted to tell us, because I'm yellow. And I'm just like, oh yeah, baby talked about the hair being, and this baby about 3 years old. So that's and I'm saying that this same little girl goes to school with other little children. Now imagine who she's calling nappy head in school or talking about their skin color in school. So it happens if we teach them young. This baby probably overheard to hear people talking about her beautiful yellow skin or somebody here
all the time.
Yeah, she said, "Mom said,
some black folks."
Absolutely. So. It's an issue we have to discuss.
We got some comments from the room. Pretty Sister Cheryl, she said, "Yes, I saw that too." And she said, "Me too, Sister Roll," just in terms of the feeling of it. Damaris said, our sister Damaris says, "Our children are subject to more bullying as school turns a blind eye."
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah.
Right on. Then Cheryl said, "I will be homeschooling my daughter when she gets into the 7th on." Right on, Cheryl.
Yep.
Right on. 'Cause I think that's the key.
Yep.
The kids, we got to be willing to pull our kids out of institutions that don't work. Now, I know some of us need babysitters and shit like that, but the long-term effect of sending your child into a poisonous environment is death.
Right.
Is you become the walking dead.
Right.
So you got to make some sacrifices. You may not be able to go to the club or, we got to get out that material thinking of trying to live like how we think rich people live and make some sacrifices so the world will be different tomorrow.
Right.
Because people who I know who homeschool their children are pretty well-rounded. I'm not trying to be funny.
Yeah.
They are thinkers. They could do other things. I'm just the ones I've been around. Like, and I feel like, but also that person had to be responsible and have accountability for the future, not just right now paying the rent. I get that, but this is like, how do you invest in times you're never going to see? And that starts with the sacrifice of right now. That's why I thought words like accountability, responsibility, and sacrifice. So you're listening. That's what those words mean to me. They're not just some cute shit about being accountable on other people's shit, but for our own babies.
Right.
And even if you can't take your child to school at this moment, you need to be on the campus.
Volunteer.
You need to be knowing what's going on in your kid's school. Period.
Right.
If everybody don't have that luxury to take them out and homeschool them, because some people can't. If you can't, that's fine. But you need to be. They should know that this child has a parent that's involved.
Right.
They should not see you. When you dropping them off in the morning,
right on,
and when you picking them up, that's not a good look. They should know who you are.
Yeah.
Sister Cheryl said teachers are scared to say anything to children these days, and when I was growing up, I was scared of teachers. That's true. I had Miss Ballard. Miss Ballard, you couldn't be in her class unless she had permission to give you a little spanking. I never seen a spanking child either. I never didn't, but I'm from Philly. But we didn't act a fool in her class either.
Right. You knew better.
We certainly did. She taught my mom.
That's
how old she was.
Wow.
Yeah. So we ain't disrespect Miss Ballard, bless his memory. Cheryl said, "Nappy and happy." Right on, sis.
Yep.
Words or spells. Hello. Right on,
Yeah,
Cheryl. I'm
that's
feeling all
it.
that.
Yeah.
I just know we don't want to, whoever taught that little baby that would be the main one out here talking about black power and shit like that.
Yeah.
That's what cracked me up. Or, we're black people, we're power. Then why do we still have these words in our community?
Yeah, that's true.
Why are they still
Yeah.
living on? Be like, oh my God, team light skin, team dark skin. We act like that was yesterday. That's right now.
Now.
We experienced that
Yeah.
as well. Like, just, I put people on blast. I know I don't got no problem. I don't know specific names, but in here on Friday, I met someone who didn't know that I was Mama Rose's sister. So the sister came in, didn't speak to me, she's wrapped up head to toe in garment, didn't say hello to me, didn't say anything to me. When they said this Rose sister, she wanted to come give me a hug, and I politely put my hand up because you couldn't even say hello to me when you first
Right
came in.
on.
So now you can't come give me a hug because I'm Mama Rose's sister. But that's
Right.
that team light skin because she thought I was the big black girl in the room. She's trying to come
Whoa.
in, give me directives, go do this and go do that. And I'm sorry, Mamie ain't never been on a plantation. That's not my stock. So no, I had to put my hand up. But that was right here on 24th and Florin,
Yeah.
baby, head to
Yeah.
toe in garment. Didn't want to do because I say hello to everybody back. I don't care what you look like. You could be
Right.
above on the street and I'm gonna say, hey,
Absolutely.
what's up, brother? Peace, King. That's just me. But not until she found out I was Mama Rose's sister.
Oh.
Then I got the love. So you know.
No.
I be loving those moments. I mean, I can be a fly on the wall.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you can't be fake. You gotta be real. Live your best life.
Life.
That when you live your best life, you extend your life. To be very honest with
Yeah.
you, though people tell you that, but yeah,
I'm living my best life.
yeah.
I know.
Just some comments, y'all. Remember reading the
The,
comments
Okay.
about it.
the mirror says if teachers and staff in our schools look like the children they are teaching, we would have less bullying.
Oh,
I agree with that, Damaris.
I agree.
On some
Only if
levels.
they,
Well,
only if they black people who love
I was
themselves.
about to say that because my son,
Yeah.
my son's principal is black, and he was the victim of racial bullying, and she did absolutely nothing. So,
Zero.
Yeah.
But I agree. Some
Yeah, yeah.
that doesn't
It
discount the
helps.
black
It
teachers
helps.
who do have
Yeah, I'm about to
passions.
say that does.
Right.
We honored a bunch of them yesterday. But we had some of them, you wish you could put a sticker on the person like, this is not, they not your black person.
Yeah.
So we can know, like,
I wish you could almost have like a little brand on their forehead so when you look at it, it kind of light up and you can see, no, that's not us.
But they
Right.
light up anyway.
Yeah,
If you
true.
got
They
that
rich-
third
yeah,
eye on,
yeah.
you be like,
Yeah.
this is a Negro.
Yeah. Yeah.
You automatically know, like, this Negro
Well,
ain't.
since we're talking about Negroes, let's talk about Kevin Hardy's Oscar.
Oh, not Kevin.
Yeah, let's talk about. Okay, this is my quick opinion on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Comedians talk about every damn body. Like they talk about gay people, fat people, black people. When did a comedian when do you have to start getting attention? They talk about every goddamn body, cancer patients, whoever. You know, I'm just saying
Right.
comedians don't. That's part of being a comedian. It was
Well.
no. You know what I'm saying? So Kevin
Right.
kind of got a reminder. You know, I'm just.
Well,
what y'all think about it?
what
And
was the
that was like he
reminder?
made this
See, I don't
joke
watch a lot
like
of
many
TV.
Like 10
many
years ago, like 10
So
years
it's not
ago.
anything new. But go ahead. What's your take on it?
You want to say something about the community before I get into it? or
I
you
need,
know?
yeah, I don't
Okay.
do a lot of TV,
so,
so.
that's all right. No,
Give me
I
a
see this
backdrop.
on YouTube.
Yeah,
I don't
me
watch
too.
a lot of TV either. That's the funny part. But I am tuned into.
It's comedy, Sister
Yeah.
Damaris. I agree. It is comedy.
It is. I also think that black people, we keep thinking we're like everybody else.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
That's-
I think
okay.
I think let's just keep it real because I think sometimes we feel like we are just like white people, and they have a way of letting you know you are not like us, nigga. You don't get to talk about the LBGQ letter people. You don't get to do that because we
Right.
your masters. At the end of the day, the ones who get the benefits, even in that community, are white people.
Hello?
Black gay people don't get that. You know, they still got to go amongst their community and still deal with white supremacy.
Yep.
So I feel like Kevin Hart, here's your invitation to the fight.
Yeah.
This is not about you donating money to the Negro College Fund. It's not what the fuck we're talking about here.
Right.
We are talking about this thing that's happening in our community where people keep wanting us to be slaves.
Where they want to control our thinking.
Yeah, but that was a part of it. That's the purpose of making us slaves. Right on,
They
Khadijah.
want
that's it.
Yeah.
They want us to.
And we
Even
just-
at this point, they want to control.
And I know that it's
Yeah.
comedy, but it's only funny when we're making fun of ourselves, when we're
We're the
degrading
joke.
ourselves,
It's
when
comedy
we're
when we're the
dressing like
joke.
Wanda, when we're calling each other
We the
bitches
joke.
and niggas
Yep.
and hoes
Right.
and your mama stank and ghetto this and ghetto that. But when you start getting into that real political humor,
that D.L. Hughley humor.
that Richard Pryor,
humor.
that
Yeah.
Red Fox,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
that Dick
Robin
Gregory,
Harris. Uh-huh.
Hilaire,
Like Bernie
you know,
Madoff.
Then
Yeah.
it's like, wait a minute, nigga, we paid you to smile and to laugh.
We paid
and
you
then-
to keep the niggas laughing.
Right,
That's
so-
what we paid you to do.
Nigga, get back in the box.
There you go.
You're not supposed to be doing that.
No conscious right.
And so
No
I think
conscious
that
writing.
Kevin, I think sometimes black folks got to know when something is not our fight.
And I'm glad he
That
said
is not our
And
fault.
I'm glad he said, you know what? I ain't hosting.
Yeah, because now it's
even
what
give
he's
him an
made
opportunity.
of.
Yeah.
Even though he did apologize. He
Yeah,
said he didn't. I don't think you should apologize because you ain't gonna see no white comedian get up and apologize. It was like John McEnroe when they was coming for the sister that's a tennis player. He was like, I did all kinds of shit and they already did nothing to me.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we gotta remember this. I always think when things like that happen to us, it is our ancestors winking at us. You have not been reporting for duty, Kevin.
Right.
You have not. You know, how have you been doing? It's nothing against our brother, but I feel like we all get those. He was one of the ones like talking crap about our sister when she was fighting Netflix. Monique, even though he would be the beneficiary of when she cracked the ceiling and things is right now. You know what I mean? So you gotta learn when to shut the hell up.
Right.
Even if you know, back in the day we used to do that with each other. We used to like somebody we knew couldn't stand Jesse Jackson. But if you asked her, particularly in public, what she thought about him, she said, I don't, and she keep it moving. She didn't sit up there and bash the brother and said, I don't want to agree, blah, 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 you know, or whatever. We used to do that. We did that when we got behind closed doors as family. Then we got it in.
Right.
But, you know, some of y'all getting these lessons that our ancestors had given to us, but because we like to think that, you know, we're not yesterday. There's no more racism. And then you have to get that shitty wake-up call.
Right.
Where you don't get to, you talked about somebody 100 years ago. Hell, we're the victims of right now supremacy. Don't get me started.
Right.
I know, that's why I'm laughing.
Part
of me, Kevin don't feel bad because Kevin had to get his reminder. You got to remember, he traded in.
Right
the
on.
original and got a buffer race. I'm just saying that's my own language.
Oh,
so
shit.
Remember,
I know what that means.
Yeah, you know what it means.
I know what that means because everybody ain't ready for that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Paris and Moses, her child. She's a pup. I think she talked about your principal.
Yeah, she is. We know
unofficial black person. I like that unofficial black person. I'm gonna have to use that. It's comedy. Right on. Demira said parents must be their own children's classroom. Right on.
Right.
But I just think with Kevin Hart, y'all, we just gotta. Sometimes I'm gonna take a sip out of that Kermit the Frog when you see him on the tea. He be like, this ain't my business, but I'm gonna sip this tea.
Right.
You know, because I feel like Kevin gonna be our Kevin set. Kevin set, but he's from where we from.
Philly.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take a drink.
Speaking of Philly, y'all see that on this is a little off subject. The sisters on in Philly at the burger place, and the man came in there, picked on one of them, and all the black women came from behind the counter.
Yes.
They came from behind that counter and lined up.
Yes.
Oh, it was comedy.
But that's what we gotta do.
Yeah.
That's what we gotta do.
He's about to get the business.
But I also seen where that brother in Philly gives out free haircuts. He's training young people. I can't remember the whole story. But he's training young people, but he does it with his haircuts. Barbers are very powerful in our community.
So much conversation.
We talk about a lot of institutions and all the IR official, but nothing's more official to me than the barbershop.
Right.
And all the things that go on in the barbershop. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So that's good to pick up on too. I just thought about that. And speaking about Saturday school, I want to give a shout out to Tia and Takara. Who are doing it West to West. Support those sisters.
They're about to be up out of here soon, right?
They're taking like over 20 people to Ghana.
Over 20.
And I love it that they went somewhere, got inspired, and was like, let's connect.
Came back,
Let's bring our people back to the center. And I love it of who we are. You don't have to stay a Negro.
Right.
You really don't have to stay a Negro. You can, we talked about that on Friday, like, what do you feel? How do you identify? This was funny. And I was like, I'm black, African American, blah, blah, blah. And then we talked about sometimes how do you appear, how do you feel? And so Takara said, sometimes I do feel like a Negro. And I started laughing because sometimes I feel like a Negro too when I have to go talk to certain people. Then the Negro shows up, IR Negro, that shows up. But then sometimes you feel like the N-word on another level though. Like, I may have to choke somebody out.
Right.
So it really depends. It really does depend. So I want to give them a shout out. They're also doing a Saturday school twice a month, teaching our babies about African history, which to me is extraordinary. And to me, it made me think of the 70s when black folks was doing that, when they discovered that we were from Africa. See, I don't know where some of y'all been, but for me, my ancestors and my experience mean a lot to me. And I remember black folks teaching us about who we were.
Absolutely.
And instilling that in us, and didn't wait for other people to give us permission or to write a curriculum that says, this is the black we want you to know about being. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's different when you get to, come up and teach your own.
And I can remember going outside with my mom do my hair. I used to be proud to rock my Afro puffs. Like, I was pumped up when I got my hair washed, and it'd be that perfect puff.
Right
You know
on.
what I mean? I was
Right.
proud of that. Like,
Yeah.
real talk, I really was.
Right on.
Yeah.
But we grew up loving that.
In that. And I think we got to bring that back, Khadijah. I'm just saying, I
Definitely.
feel like, and we bring that back by changing the words.
Yeah.
Right.
Because there's something about words that we just don't want to give credit for. You know I'm just playing. No, let's not just play. Don't call me the B word, call me a queen.
And they're just like the fair
Right.
and unfair, fair skin. Well, is my skin unfair? Like, what does that mean? You know,
Yeah,
do
yeah,
I
you know
I know I
about
get
that.
treated unfairly because of my skin,
Right.
but is that where
But
that
fair
term came?
means that you're closer to white
No,
people.
I'm
so
saying,
you're fair. No, I get you.
yeah. So I'm saying, like, what that how that term came about because I'm treated unfairly because of my skin tone. I know you think that means you're fair skinned, meaning you're fairer to them. But that
Maybe you're
fair
not
skin
supposed to be treated fair.
exactly.
Right.
I'm with you,
Lots of
Khadijah.
things.
I'm so with you. So I think how we turn this thing around is to play on words, and we
Right.
get to change that. And
Change
we watch our governments and internet and all that do the same thing when they talk about regime change.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And when we do it, it's called it's the government.
Uh-huh.
But when you're not in step, it's like saying these are soldiers and these are thugs. So all play on words.
All killers.
Right.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And so we got to be able to do the same thing. That's why I'm a descendant of enslaved people, not people who were slaves. It was not their choice. That's not like going to work every day. To be
Right.
enslaved is to be forced to do something.
Right.
Or to be something. And I think we got to change that language. And that's why I'm not ashamed of my ancestors who were enslaved in this country, because they gave this country its life.
Right.
Yes.
Don't get it twisted.
Come on
Right.
now.
Please
That's right.
don't.
So,
Lesson.
Miss Colette is here,
Hey, peace, Queen Mother.
and she says, "Good
I'm so
morning,
loud.
my beautiful sisters. Church is in this morning.
I love it. I love
I'm
it.
a little late this morning, but
That's
I'm
all right.
here to get my sister blessing.
We see you on that
We
front
see
row.
you, we see you.
We see you on that front row.
Yes.
You know how you go to church and the Queen Mothers be on the front row?
Right.
And you got to go by and give everybody a hug and a kiss.
And you can get a peppermint from her.
Yeah, get that peppermint. You know what I'm saying? They always got that peppermint. I'm going to tell you that. So, she coming in with the peppermint. She on the front row. We ready to
Right.
go. And so I just want to give those two sisters a shout out. The other thing I wanted to kind of talk about a little bit is, Khadijah, you were telling me about school updates with some stuff that's going on in our school system around our children, black children.
A couple of updates. We went to the school board meeting this past Tuesday
Bring the
for
mic
Elk
up to you.
Grove, School
There you
board meeting. And some updates. Monterey Trails, we found out, has a sexual predator on campus that the school is aware of, but he is a star athlete, so they're not looking to do anything,
Wow.
any type of discipline for him at the moment because they want their school to go to playoffs. So we are looking to investigate that quite some more. Also, Franklin High, we had 2 African American students that were suspended from school after the school security guard asked them to leave the dance, which they did. He followed them outside into the girls' bathroom and assaulted one of the girls, and her sister came to his defense, "I get off my sister," so they were both suspended. One was actually, I believe, going to be expelled. So they're going to withhold the suspension because they said that he had the right to put his hands on this young girl who in her IEP states that she has had some trauma with men, so men were not to put their hands on her. And
Oh,
that's
wow.
in her school record, so we're battling that right now. And we still have the ongoing issues at Consumers Oaths with our children being racially bullied, as well as Barbara Comstock Morris. So, and I know San Juan has been having some issues as well. So y'all gotta be in these schools though, because our children are suffering across every school district in Sacramento, from San Juan to Sac City to Elk Grove, Cordova, you name it. Our children are being targeted, and yeah, we gotta be involved.
What could a parent do to
Wow.
be more involved? Khadijah?
Be on campus, go to your school board meetings, and talk to your kids. A lot of kids don't even come home. People don't even ask their kids anymore, "How was your day? What happened in school today? Anything I need to know today?" They don't even go
Yeah.
check the school website and see what any updates have happened, any fights on campus. Go to your school board meetings. Set up a meeting when there's not time for school parent-teacher conference. Just set up one. I want to set up a meeting to meet with you once a month to see how my child's doing, what's happening on. Do surprise visits on campus.
Right on.
Yeah.
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 So Khadijah, tell me about some of the organizations that you are working with in terms of the work with the Black Parents United.
Well,
Who
I'm
else
actually
you-
right now I'm working with Black Youth Leadership Program, which was ran by Miss Lorene Pryor, who is very, very helpful to Black parents in any of the school districts. She shows up. Period. I got her number like 7:00 that morning. I met with her 7:00 that night. She was at my son's school the next day. So she's really about her business, and she heard about my issue with my son, and she reached out to me. So I'm working with Black Youth Leadership Program. Myself and Miss Gilmore has created Black Parents United because we saw the need that there were a lot of parents on these campuses with their children who were having issues, but it was going unanswered. And Miss Lorene Pryor can't do it all, so we created Black Parents United to advocate for our Black students and parents. So we'll be having an upcoming meeting on December 21st, and then we'll follow you guys all up with more information on that. But we created a program that we needed. And it's not, me and Ms. Gilmore are very involved in the schools. We have been for many, many years. We just never started a program. But when we went to the board meeting and we didn't know, no one reached out to us other than Lorene. So we created one so parents could have someone to reach out to, to get us. And I'll put our website up on the page so you all can contact us. If you have any complaints, need support, we can give you guys in school with your kids. That's what we're here for. We'll come out, support you in any IEPs, 504 plans, any meetings you have with your school, any discrepancies, any issues, concerns, or suggestions, we're here to help you guys. So that's Black Parents United.
Right on.
Nice.
Right on. We got some, let's get some of these comments
And
in
I've
real quick.
also been helping out Ms. Rolanda making phone calls for the new Black FUBU Parent Support Group with Miss Jackie with the Rose Creative Empowerment Center. So I'm also helping them get some parents together. So
yeah, for Sac City.
Yeah.
We're gonna get those Black parents together out there. I think it's I want to say there is no one anything.
Right.
I think as Black folks, we there's we need many. We need many. We should be supporting many. I try to support as many folks as I can. I don't say like, hey, come and do it here. No, what can I do to help?
Right.
I come from a community where it was like, what can I do to help? Hey, Ms. Rose, you got a van. We borrowed your van. Somebody trust? Yeah. Can I use your space for me? Yes. That's what we're supposed to do. It's not about being under my banner. I don't do Europeans thinking like that. That's
and I'm
European
glad you
thinking.
brought that up because that's one of our things today. I got a lot of interesting DMs and messages from irate Black people that were upset that we created Black Parents United because they said, well, we already have an organization. Why aren't you under us? But none of those organizations reached out to let me know they were even available. So they, I got a lot of disgruntled messages from people upset that we were creating something to help our students.
Well, we always have that. But that's why I said I think we have to keep reminding Black folks that we are not a monolith. We're not a monolith. How you make your potato salad is not how I make my potato salad.
Right.
Shit, some of us don't even eat potato salad. I think sometimes we forget that as a people. And I also think it's great to have a lot of Black organizations because when they knock one of y'all down, 20 of us will still be standing there.
Hello?
Right.
We should not just only be, and no disrespect to nobody, but it shouldn't just be the NAACP, the Urban League. It should be as many as there need to be.
Right.
You know what I mean? There is no flagship. What the fuck is that? There are many ships. No, honestly, I think sometimes we get caught up in this, which is why we haven't been able to sustain the Black movement.
Right.
Because we keep acting like it's the nation, it's the church, No, there are many. Because we're many.
Yeah.
And that's okay, and we can still love each other and support each other.
Right.
But my God, y'all better read something. Y'all better watch the Game of Thrones.
Right.
I'm gonna tell y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all hear her mention this Game of Thrones every episode. Just watch a couple of them.
Just watch a couple. And I know it's kind of gory and gritty, but it's this thing about when you're really trying to build something. I think most of us probably are not builders like that. We are just like, we do things for the moment. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But when you're really constantly building something, it's a battle. It's like you just can't be like, it's a battle. And the sad part is that we are at war and most of us are asleep. And so we don't even know that there's a war going on.
Right.
To get these comments, because I'm talking, that's why. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so we
and
have.
Cheryl said, yes, I saw that too. Oh, no, I'm way at the top. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so Demarius says they are mandated reporters. You can make the call.
Oh,
so,
we have. We have police reports. We have CPS that went out to the homes as well. CPS and the police union were contacted.
Okay, good. And he says help the mother find a lawyer. Ms. Cheryl says every day I pick my daughter up, she spills the beans.
Right on,
Cheryl. They really will.
Okay, and Demarius says parents must make sure they are informed of all the opportunities available to help and protect our students.
Right on.
And then he asked, how can I help?
I just put the Black Parents United, our email address up there. We can send us the email. We'll send you guys all the information you need and how you can be a part and how you can help and support.
And also connect with Damaris because she's a wealth of information.
Oh yeah, I'm talking.
Oh my God! And also it's about us linking. Sometimes linking is how we survive. We didn't trust me. Nobody survived because they really joined the organization. It's very rare. Like I know some people who survived because they joined the Nation of Islam because that worked for them in their day, in their time. But even now, You know,
Right.
but some people just need to link. To link is like, yeah, this is what you do, sis, this is going on, bam, take care
Right.
of that.
It's not
Sometimes-
connecting the dots.
Yes, it's connecting the dots. But we think it means you have to
You have
join.
to join,
But
yeah.
that's not what it means. It just means to be linked up.
Right.
It's an ally.
Yeah, that's an ally.
Yeah,
You know, when
exactly.
stuff happen,
Mhm.
and my thing is, I just want us to do this before it knocks on your door.
Yeah.
See, we should be doing
Ooh,
stuff
yeah.
just as much
Proactive,
stuff to
not
celebrate, yeah, and to hold people accountable. People only do stuff to us because they know we ain't gonna do shit.
Do nothing. That's
Let's
right.
just be honest.
Sister Colette says, all the best to Black Parents United. Thank you. Although I am not in Sacramento, let me know if there's anything I can do.
Right
Our
on.
children are our future. We need them educated, not indoctrinated.
Right
So
on.
Right.
That's like a
Yeah.
slogan on a shirt, really.
I
Yeah.
hope you don't mind if I take that. No.
Yeah, I know,
Right.
because I love that.
Right.
That's what's up.
Mhm.
So that's good. Thank you for giving us that update in terms of what's happening in school on that level. It's like we're on so many fronts fighting. That's the other part too.
Right.
So we're fighting on that front, and then that brings me to this question: is it possible to hold people accountable?
Absolutely.
Now here's the tricky part. I ain't talking about the white folks. So some of y'all may lead the conversation because if we can't blame white folks, you can't even fathom
Before
having
you get into that, let
accountability.
me read this one more
Go,
comment
please
on
read
this
the whole.
subject.
Go ahead.
Damaris says those organizations do not have boots on the ground. They work based on theory. We need parents like Khadijah who want to practice doing stage. Thank you, Sister Damaris. And there's a lot of parents like me out there. We just don't always hear about them, but there are a lot of mothers and fathers very involved. But we do need more. But I'm not alone. My
Yeah.
village
Okay.
is pretty strong.
Yeah, and so I'm saying that. So here's the other part to this, y'all. Is it possible for Black people to hold themselves accountable when stuff happens between us? You know, if our kid is out of pocket, do we spend a lot of time trying to protect our kids' feelings and not hold them accountable? As people come back into our community who have done things, you know, how do we hold them accountable? That accountable question. I heard a brother say in a meeting. This was like on the week before last, and they were getting it in on some stuff that was happening in our neighborhood. And he said, accountability doesn't mean I'm gonna punish you. Accountability means you gotta stand up in your truth and make atonement or something.
Right.
But it doesn't.
It's
I think
not
we
making
think
amends for it. Absolutely.
yeah,
Right.
but we think
Yeah.
that means punishment. So we get in
Right.
our defense stance like, oh shit, I
You
best
did
I
this and I'ma
could.
do
Yeah.
this. Uh-huh.
So is
Right.
it possible for us to have accountability when it comes to each other? Not talking about white folks. I'm not saying that they not to blame. Please believe me. But I think we spend too much time. We give these people too much goddamn power,
Right.
and we don't. And that's why a lot of us check out of the Black community when we can, because who wants to ride with somebody that has no accountability?
Right. Yeah.
Let's just be honest. I know I don't. If I say I'm gonna show up and bring 5 things, and you supposed to bring 5, and you show up and bring 2, I'm mad at the motherfucker because I'm
Right.
worth 5,
5. Right.
and you were supposed to bring 5.
Five.
Is it possible for us to have accountability?
Okay, absolutely, it's possible. But I think in having accountability, we can't be sensitive because you're gonna get your feelings hurt when somebody holding you accountable. When you're
Right on.
like, I have sisters, I'm the youngest, and sometimes I gotta get checked because my mom get a little reckless. So sometimes
Yeah, I
I
know
do
that
some
sucks.
stuff and I get checked. Do it feel good at the moment? Hell no.
No,
Do I be
I
mad at the moment? Nope. Do I not talk to them for like 2-3 hours? I be wanting to go days, but I can't. But like 2-3 hours, yeah, I'm not talking to them that made me mad. But sometimes we have to be checked. I have to be held accountable if I'm
Right.
doing something that's out of line to my character. See, my family know my character. I come to people around people that know you. You can't have somebody that's not about nothing holding you accountable. I need people to hold me accountable that know my
Right
character.
on.
So when I'm
Right.
out of line, they can say, Khadijah, you out of line. You did this and da-da-da-da. You're accountable for this. Usually that doesn't happen too often. I'm not perfect or nothing, but you know, my mom raised me to hold, be accountable. But we have to,
Right.
we can be accountable. We have to be willing to take that accountability. And when somebody's checking, you take it. You can't
Right.
get butthurt when you're getting checked on something you know you did or being held accountable. Gotta get out your feelings.
So you're
Right.
saying it is possible for us in our
Absolutely.
communities, Black folks, and stuff.
But you gotta have a little bit of the same thick skin we have when white people bothering us. We gotta have that when somebody Black is checking you.
Ooh, say it again.
Ooh,
The
Say
same
it again.
thick skin we have when we turn the other cheek. When white people is berating us and treating us horrible, we gotta have that same thick skin when your sister or your other brother that look like you, the same skin tone as you, that live on your block, when they check you, you have to have that thick skin you have with white folks when a brother or a sister check you and hold you accountable. You gotta have it.
Right.
Comments from the room.
Yeah.
You got that comment right there?
Which one? Yeah, we got that one. So Angie says, yes, it is not only possible, ooh, wait a minute, John, but necessary. Without accountability, there will be no growth. Responsibility is the first step to true freedom.
And
Yes,
the mayor
yes.
says we must be consistent in holding people accountable.
Yeah.
That is so true.
But I think it also comes. I think it also comes back to also creating the new dynamic, the new definitions around when we're saying accountability. Just like you mentioned, it's not always about punishment. It's not always about pointing blame, but it's just reminding you what it is you agreed to, what it is you're responsible for, and then when you don't won't stand up to that, then there are certain things in place. Look, you said you was going to do this. This is what we needed from you. You didn't do that. I need you to hold yourself accountable as well, because now you need to fix that.
Absolutely.
You need to fix that.
Rolanda, when you was talking about people and their children holding their children accountable as well, I don't see that as much. I sit in groups and I see kids just acting a straight donkey, and their mama sitting there, they don't see them.
Don't say this to my baby.
Well, I'm gonna say something, so you're gonna have to go ahead and get out your feelings with that.
That's old school though. That's what
I,
we
I don't sit around and let kids be disrespectful and do their own thing. If your mom in here, your grandma, whoever, if they ain't gonna say something, Miss Khadijah is, so I'm gonna pull your coattail.
Right.
But I see more and more. We're not even holding children accountable. So we as black people, there's no way in the world we can hold an adult accountable when we can't even. We're not even willing to hold our own children accountable.
Yeah.
We let somebody said the teacher's afraid to talk to the kids. I see children run over adults, and adults let them run over them. Talk to them like they are children. This, and I'm looking at the adult like you are the adult in this room, and you're letting this child talk to you like they're the child. So we don't even hold children accountable, and there's no standards. There's no standards.
So y'all, let me just say this. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think, but this is the other thing. I think that there are some parents who are holding their children accountable, but other people aren't.
Yeah.
And what happens is then those kids get to blend in, and then you want your kid to have the same benefit as the kid who held themselves accountable. That's like people saying like Sac High is a hard school, and then, no, because at that school they getting kids ready for college. If your kid ain't ready for college and standards, then don't ban him off the school. Send his ass to the school.
Send him to the school that babysits you and put you in one classroom with a teacher and don't care about your academic scores. And
I'm not saying that. I'm just using that as an example. I'm not saying Sac High is perfect. I'm just saying there's something in there about. We're always, that's why I kind of almost hate restorative justice, because it's kind of like a bunch of restorative bullshit. Because in order to restore justice, first of all, you have to admit that something has went wrong.
Right.
That's first of all. You can't administer justice and restore something that we won't even admit that's wrong.
Right.
And so then it almost feel like that's something that's for the people who committed the crime, not the people who the crime was committed against. That's how it's been presented to me. Now maybe I'm wrong. Somebody out there want to correct me or give me a better understanding, I'll take it. But I've been in a lot of those circles, and it just feel like there's no consequences, there's no accountability for things that we have done, and therefore that's why some people are like, I'm checking out, because I can't be up here pitying the person who's the victimizer. Own your stuff. It's okay. It's okay. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to own it anyway.
Right.
So when you go to prison, they don't do restorative justice. You're just in the cell.
Yes, all right.
That's just the bottom line. You're just telling when to go to the bathroom, when to sit down, when to whatever, when to eat. So that's a little different.
Right.
But I think if we're going to really talk about, and I don't even know about the term restorative justice, because I think there is no justice in this whole system.
At all.
Let's just be honest. So, you didn't even restore your justice that you stole me from Africa, that you beat the hell out of me and terrorized me and took my language and my culture and my God and my mores, my forward. You took everything, my name and everything. So we can't even restore that.
I think back to all of our 80s and 90s hip hop when justice was just us.
Right on.
You know what I'm saying? Like people forget about all that public enemy. When they talk about, we talk about we down here marching for justice. It's just us. They not our folks, y'all. A couple of comments. Demira says parents allow their children to be disrespectful and have a false sense of entitlement. Behavior that gets them nowhere. Sure,
Okay.
My conscience makes me accountable. Sister Colette said in many cases people are afraid of the kids. Not in my time. Del Rey says we have lost our way, and Sister Mary says exactly.
Yeah. I think that's the whole thing. That's why I always try to say something. I know black folks, we're not on all this. And I get that, but I just know I just see in some of our communities, like I see sometimes kids trying to make other kids feel bad because they want to learn.
Yep.
Like what the hell is that? Like, are you serious?
I had to apologize to Dana, like, you know, because Dana's such a sweet soul, and she's such a she like Londa auntie. I'm gonna call her the Londa auntie because Londa's the kind of auntie, my sister's the kind of auntie. She's gonna give you. You can't have a cookie. Come here, baby. Let me give you this cookie.
No, I don't always do that.
So she's that kind of auntie that's gonna. And I'm the auntie.
But I do talk to them.
Yeah,
I do
no,
talk
not in
to
the bad way,
them.
but she's like Londa's like, oh, here, I'm gonna snoop you this tiny bit. You know. So in Dana's thing on Friday, we had some kids that was kind of not listening. So I tried to sit back as long as I could, y'all, but. Woo, after a while, I had to tell the kids, sit down, close your mouth, open your ears, be quiet, we here to learn something. And I had to apologize, like, Dana, I ain't taking over your meeting, but Dana was so intensive and she was so wanting the kids to learn that it was, like you said, some kids that just didn't really want to be there, parents probably forced them, but it was some kids that were very interested in learning and were very attentive, but they couldn't get the lesson because the kids that didn't want to be there were disruptive. So you got to kick rocks because you blocking other people's learning.
That's their duty in the real world.
Yeah.
They lock you up in the real world.
Yeah. Go put you in them bungalow classes in the back of the school where
bungalow
the little you know the
And I'm not saying those kids don't need protection, but I feel like sometimes we are overshadowed with those people.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's now it's just overshadowed. And that's, I mean, I want to be with people who come to get it in. I really don't have time to be teaching
I can't
people
redirect you all day.
I can't do that. That cannot be my whole class.
Yeah, and I can't do redirection on basic stuff like sit down. Like I can't do that. You talking, I'm talking.
I'm laughing because I know my sister.
So
you know, it's just I don't. There needs to be a time where people would be more patient in terms of like if they didn't know something. That's when you listen twice as hard.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, because maybe you didn't have the words to speak, and that's okay.
And there was a time when you was acting up, your mom would just come over to you real nice and light and be like, sit your ass down. And then it was over with. I don't even see parents doing that. Like, parents will see their kids off the hook and won't say nothing. I don't, not even no silent eye, like.
Where do you think that comes from, though? All honesty, where do you think
trying
that comes
to be
from?
your kid's friend.
Okay.
I think part of it, I think it's multiple things.
Okay.
But one of them is some parents now, and I see people like really chilling with their kids, like chilling. So the mother, daughter.
What is chilling?
Drinking with your kids.
Oh, shit. No,
you know what I'm saying? Smoking with your kids. Y'all both in the club, you know, over the shoulder booty pics with your kids. You know what I'm saying? So then when that respect thing as mother and daughter is gone. You know what I mean? So, and that's one part of it. I think the other part of it is a lot of single parent homes now, the mother's working a lot. Or the father, or if a single father, he's working a lot. I've been talking to a lot of single fathers this week, helping with the FUBU group, and a lot of single fathers, but a lot of parents are working 2 to 3 jobs, so it's leaving some kids unattended sometimes. So they're around other people who parents probably don't really give a damn, because you know that's why they get to hang out and do stuff. So it's multiple factors, I think, as to why it's that way.
It was funny because when my mom worked a lot, we go outside, our neighbors be like, "What y'all doing out here?
Yeah.
Your mama home from work?" Or, you know, sit on that stoop. Don't get off that stoop. I told your mom, let y'all sit on the stoop.
But see, our mom also didn't mind our neighbors checking us.
That's true.
Right.
Nowadays, she says, "Somebody child, girl, you might have to throw some dollars right quick because they don't want you saying nothing to their kids."
They don't. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
And then, but another part of it is that we sometimes miss, and I know I've heard a lot of people, you know, still say parents should do, but a lot of parents too deal with the problem of having to decide, you know, how to take care of their family and not go to jail for disciplining their children.
I'm gonna tell you, that's some bull crap.
Is it to save your life?
Yeah, and I think part of that is an excuse because I know people have been whooping their kids' ass for years. It ain't no CPS been called. It's a difference between discipline and abuse. Your child should not walk around with a knot on their damn head, holding shoes.
Okay, I get that. No, I get that. But here's the thing. I'm gonna be super transparent right here.
Please.
I'm gonna be super transparent, and I know that once this get to a couple of people, they're probably gonna be like, okay, we're gonna disown her. But here's the thing. My oldest child, male child, brilliant, really smart kid, 6 years old, asks the teacher to go to the bathroom. Right? Go to the bathroom. He goes in the bathroom and he commences to pull all the toilet paper off okay, so if you can imagine back in the late 90s, the toilet rolls, what they look like in the bathrooms. So he pulls all the toilet paper out, wets it, and throws it up in the ceiling.
And I used to do that, the little wide. Damn. Okay.
Not all of them, but I did. Then he goes outside to play.
Did they call you at that point?
He goes outside to play. So, no, not right away because the teacher was so paranoid because she's about to lose her job because she had forgot she told him to go to the bathroom.
Now,
He outside playing.
then right there, your son
Okay.
is out of blame because the teacher
No,
is
no,
mentally
okay, let me
unstable
finish.
and she's crying
Let
over
me
some damn
finish.
toilet paper.
Let me finish. And so they find him and they let me know. But see, the thing was, now they want to hold me accountable for paying for toilet paper that he done threw up in the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, I'm old school. Boy, you done lost your damn mind.
Mm-hmm.
He goes back to school after I done tagged him a little bit. He goes back to school,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's acting like he can't sit down.
Mm-hmm.
His butt hurt.
Mm-hmm.
These people literally called the police.
Mm-hmm.
The police came to my job.
Mm-hmm.
I missed them by 5 minutes. All because I spanked myself for rolling toilet paper
Mm-hmm.
and throwing it up in the ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
going outside and playing. He knew better,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when I say
Mm-hmm.
trying to not have to go to jail,
Mm-hmm.
that's a real thing because then they began to, so CPS was called, and the teacher who almost lost her job, she was the one who called the police, called CPS on me for disciplining him
Mm-hmm.
for that. So now you're being tracked by all of this. So
You're being
now my
tracked
son,
regardless.
right. So now my son knows that the police will be called.
Uh-huh. That's fine.
So
And I
he-
will whoop his ass again. And the police will be called back out. And I'm going to say this because I work in the same field and I hear parents say, well, CPS, you cannot allow outside forces to control how you discipline your child. Now, maybe whoopings didn't work for that particular child, but I'm going to whoop your ass, period, point blank. I don't care who needs to know about it. You're not going to dictate how, unless you're going to come raise these children.
Well, I mean, I told him that too,
Yeah,
but
absolutely. And they gonna-
cannot
they can
ignore
come in our-
that is a part of
It
the
is
process.
a part, but right now they can come in here right now and make up something. The reason why they want to arrest you because you got a headscarf on right now. So they can find a reason to be in your business to get our kids. We cannot be afraid to raise our children based on what we think they're gonna do. Because they can come in, they can make up some shit and come to the house anytime they want. That's what we don't get.
I get that, but still, I still think that
And parents are afraid to.
It cannot be.
So
Let
let me read this piece that the mayor said. I don't know if y'all see this, but the mayor said parents allow their children to be
I
disrespectful
read that.
and have a false sense of entitlement
I read
behavior. Did you read that?
Yeah, I read that. Yeah.
Because I think to
And
me
we
that's
always
what I
say
see.
that entitlement.
That entitlement piece always kind of
Right.
hits me a little bit.
Right.
Also, she did say, I'm sorry, but I just thought that was so tight because what you're talking about, too, that I see a lot of is the false sense of entitlement. I think that gets me. I think we're the only country in the world where you can be flat poor, dirt poor, and still feel entitled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
And
just saying.
Sister Cheryl said, let me beat my child now so the police don't have to beat my child later.
Hello?
Right.
In fact, how about kill my child later?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real talk. That is so true. Like in itself, I think that the parent piece.
And I feel your point because the whole thing, we got to remember what we're dealing with. That's why when I deal with parents whose children are in elementary school and they act like it's okay that they're putting a jacket on their child or they're putting stuff in their CUNY file that's saying he's 5 years old and he's having behavior problems. I'm sure
That's
in
a
your
setup.
child's paperwork it's saying 6 years old he was uncontrollable, wanting the bathroom, destroyed the property. He probably got property.
Right.
It's a jacket they put on so they can get them ready and get to elementary school, the 6th
Right.
grade, this junior high school. They have that jacket from way back then so they can get your
That's
child
right.
ready for them special classes, for them institutions that get older. Stop letting them label our kids. You're not pitting don't let them put your child on any type of medication. Not no
Right.
Ritalin, not no Prozac, not no Depakote. Our kids don't need that. It is
right.
a controlling mechanism. It messes up their hormones. It bothers these kids. You give these kids all this Ritalin and then wonder why little Tyrone can't sit his ass down when his mama don't have enough money to get the medicine. Well, he's not doped up anymore. So
Right.
kids are naturally hyper. Children, they're naturally inquisitive. They're going to move around. They're going to ask questions. But we have to
Right.
stop letting society dictate how we raise our children. Period. Don't give y'all kids no meds, please. Y'all have IEPs. Don't let them push this medicine on y'all kids. Please don't.
Yeah.
5-year-old don't need medication. Sorry.
They really don't. They just need you to take some time with
Time
it.
with
They
it.
need
Yeah.
consistency. Firm, fair, and consistent. Period.
Yeah.
Real talk. Whew. That was deep right here. I like that. That was just
all the
like,
different-
wow.
all the
I do
different
think we need to look at
dynamics
some
of it.
parenting, like, what, so when you think about parenting, what are some of the key things you think you have to be a good parent?
Patience.
Somebody will know. You saying patience?
Patience.
Okay.
Because you learn, especially if you're a parent for the first time, or if you don't, our community is so, I don't even know the word to use. Our community is so fragmented. That's a good word. That we don't really have the big mamas no more that really show you how to rear your children. So for me, being a parent was pretty easy because I had my mama, I had my siblings, I had my aunts, I had the women close to our family. So I seen great mothers. I had great examples. But nowadays that's kind of becoming a taboo a little bit. So definitely, I would say patience. I would say consistency. And love. I love all my children. I give my kids hugs and love. They know that they get love from their family. We end everything by saying I love you.
Right.
That's so
every
true.
time. That's just how our family
before
is.
You move, before you go in the all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be consistent. You have to be patient, and that accountability is a big thing. And you gotta make sure your kids know that I work really hard to provide for you.
Right.
The lights don't just come on because it's magically happening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we gotta teach our kids the same. We gotta instill in them what our parents instilled in us. Even if our parents aren't here anymore, we have to bring those values back.
Right.
We can't let people say love, because I watch all the Love and Hip Hop people talk. I watch that shit is entertainment for me. I know good and damn well Joe Budden is not my baby daddy. I'm not living none of them lives. It's entertainment. I watch it to laugh, and I watch it because I work with kids. So I watch it so I can get, I learned some of their slang. That's how I know what all the lit and all the little new stuff they be talking about. I watch it for entertainment because I'm 43. I don't think I'm old, but my son made a joke and was like, that was a long time ago, like the 1900s. And I was like, boy, like what? So to them, we're ancient. So I have to watch them, I have to keep up on it, but it's not my reality. I know that's TV. Those houses are rented. Those cars are leased. That's not real life. For me, I know that, but we have to know the difference between reality TV and our reality.
Right.
I think, Khadijah, and I get that, but I also think for a lot of people that's watching that shit, they don't see it like that.
That's what I said for me. Some people design their life behind that.
We can watch the Game of Thrones. We ain't gonna go out and actually go buy one of them damn things and bust people in the head.
I might, because I'm gonna
we understand reality metaphors.
And everybody does it.
Oh, Lord. A lot of people don't.
Who
watch them damn
even
things.
Look at our community.
That shit is real.
In our community now, we get a false sense of people that we see in our community. Like, we see people now that, oh, he got a 2019 something, but he still live with his mama. You know what I mean? Like, we still get that false sense of what we think is living your best life, for lack of a better word. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But we gotta get back to basics.
Okay.
No, I don't disagree with that at all.
Yeah.
I just
but
know that
people
with
do
that,
think reality TV
people
is real.
really be. That's why they have such, far-reaching implications of who they are.
Yeah,
right.
Because we really do go out and buy platinum hair. We really do go out and buy
them shoes. And
like China went to Nigeria and I don't even know this woman, so I just heard this from listening to the Guy Cast, but y'all should check out the Guy Cast with Lord Jamal Raw Digger. But she basically went to Nigeria to launch her skin bleaching. I can't even say the shit.
Big over there.
Yeah, and so what's going on that she can even go over and do something like that?
Right.
And do we tar and feather her? No, I'm just kidding.
Right. Yeah.
Because that in itself is more damaging than somebody busting you in the face. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's mental damage. But that's just,
Right.
I just thought that was kind of deep. Like, damn, like, what's going on? So, yeah, I mean, to us, we know.
And most definitely, because just like, what's T.I. wife name? She's a little funny looking lady. I don't know.
Tiny.
Yeah, okay. Her
Tiny.
daughter had to go back and they wanted to get their little eyes color changed. So they went and got this permanent eye color over them. I don't know where they went to, but the daughter got some type of infection. She was losing her eyesight. But they wanted to have these eyeballs, like green, natural eyes.
Yeah, because Tiny did it.
Yeah,
She
her
had
daughter
those
did it.
changed.
She got an infection, but that's once again trying to look like something that's not really you.
Right.
So that's, she had to get them. She's about to go blind behind them eyeballs. Trying to have green eyeballs.
Right.
I don't know why, but yeah.
When y'all read some of these comments with Damaris, and she said Edie Cole says. So I guess do y'all see that?
Yeah, hold on.
Edie Cole.
Yeah.
Dr. Knob. Wait a minute. Dr. Knob to doorknob. Doorknob to doorknob. The toilet paper happened on their watch, their responsibilities.
Right.
I get that, but they didn't see it that way. So,
I get what you're saying.
Right.
And Cheryl is basically saying, I can't watch that shit. Me either. I'm not trying to be funny. I just get so, you know what it is? I understand it's entertainment. I get it. Like, boom. But I also know people who really try to act like that's how they see me.
Yeah.
Like, hey girl, like I don't talk like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you my peoples. I'm not Medea. Yeah. Like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, come on, like, shit.
And it's an individual preference, and it's all about what you know, what you watch. You know what I mean? Like, just like you said, we don't watch Game of Thrones and go around throwing clubs, but if some people really can't differentiate between the reality. Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
No,
so
I agree.
I watch some stuff.
I agree.
I watched 300. I watched all of those. Because I like gladiator movies. I just think this, I just like it. But it doesn't make me go out and want to do that. I see far
because
too
you
many.
are very strong and
I agree.
Yeah.
But here's the
It's
thing:
not
I
for
still have to
everybody.
come in contact
Yeah.
with people who are not strong.
Yeah.
Who will watch that shit and then come in and want to be like housewives. None of them, you never see them do anything with their husbands for real. They're not sitting down going over bills. They're not really talking about what housewives really do.
Right.
Housewives,
Yeah.
that's a damn job. They clean floors. They, you know,
Right.
when you're a housewife, like, you know, but we're selling a fantasy, and because we are so screwed up in our
I
head,
think that's real life.
we think that
Yeah.
that's
Because
reality.
we don't
Then
know
you gonna
people-
marry somebody about marriages don't work.
About the and because some people in their real life don't know married couples, so they look at TV thinking that's it, and that ain't it. That's an hour show that they take for 94
scripted.
hours, and they put together an hour show for us to watch.
And it's
Right.
scripted.
You know what I'm saying? They take for ions and ions of time, and they give us 60 minutes.
Right on.
So you don't get to see
Right.
them, you know, all their real life stuff happening. They
Right.
give us the words they want.
That's
they
all
want
I'm
us to see,
saying.
like, oh, they got this big house and this car. They're taking trips and they're doing this and they
Right.
they don't get to the nitty gritty. I got
Right.
you.
That's all I'm
I
saying.
got
I
you,
just feel
absolutely.
like, damn. I mean, because even I'm doing this series on Black Marriage. on Black Marriage,
Hold
the
on,
Great
Cheryl-
Continuum.
I'm sorry, Cheryl said.
What, go ahead, Cheryl.
I can't watch that shit. I can't either watch it either sitting in does, but can't pay child support. That is so. That's what I'm saying. Like it's yeah, that's so real.
Oh God, y'all! So that I ain't gonna get started on the reality show because I think that pushes a lot of self-hatred as well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I ain't
I
never
agree
seen
with that,
nobody
yeah.
with a real afro and shit
Reality
like that.
TV,
Except for a lot of
music
Latino
videos,
sisters.
reality TV, music videos, some television shows, watch sports events. You can look at it all over and see it. To be
Yeah.
honest, look at just look at TV. Period. Look at this, yeah. Look at some people. Look at some of y'all community members' wives.
Oh, wait.
Okay,
A minute.
look at
No,
some
wait.
of
What does that
I'm
mean?
saying, look at
What's
some
that
of your
mean?
community member wives. How all like a lot of our community members' wives look like they're maybe mixed breed or light skinned or not non-black, I should say. So we don't have to look to reality TV to see that black women ain't getting no love. That's a lot of problem issues people have with reality TV, that it paints black women in a certain picture. But I can just look at my
hot.
community. I'm just being real.
No,
I
keep
can
it
look
real.
at my
Yeah.
community and I can see that black women don't get too much love. Like this one sister, I wish I could hook her up. You know, like now, like I'm a, but she's such a beautiful spirit, beautiful soul, and she's a Muslim sister. You know, and I see all the brothers go right past her. She's wrapped up head to toe. Beautiful sister, intelligent children. And they walk right to sister who, you know, got a big booty and her, you know, a little bit of her sides is showing. I thought you were supposed to wrap your head up. But I'm saying that to say I see so many community people who don't even support the love for black
just
people.
slips
You know
the-
what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, we don't have to necessarily look to reality TV to get a bunch
That's
of
true.
bullshit.
That
We
just
can-
backs it up, though.
yeah,
Yeah,
it backs us
yeah,
up. That's the point
yeah,
I'm making. We can
yeah.
open up our front door or look at our neighbor and see a bunch of bullshit right on our block that we think isn't
Right.
the life people living in. This an illusion. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I'm just backing y'all up. That's all.
You just got that. You put that on real right
Right.
there.
Well, yeah, because I see it.
Damn.
I see it. It's just hard for me to be around a black man telling me he loved black women, and then I look in the audience and Becky's his wife. You know, that's I can't.
Okay, I got it. She'll say, ha! Oh, she said, y'all know what show kills me is Greenleaf.
Girl, me too.
I don't know. What about
Me,
Greenleaf?
okay, so Greenleaf
Okay,
is
I
about
don't
a
know.
church. Okay, Lynn Whitfield is the mama, and why does she always play the same bitter character? Anyway,
I don't know. Maybe some role she can get after a certain age. I
Lynn
don't
Whitfield
know.
and her, they got to do something with her wig. Y'all know we said it was sisters, but Lynn Whitfield wig on this show, y'all no doubt, it's sitting right here. Her wig is sitting right here.
I thought it was just me.
Oh.
No,
Okay.
baby. But
No,
anyway,
I don't watch. I don't know.
Greenleaf is about a. Greenleaf is. Well, first of all, there's
Okay,
very
listen.
few shows that I really watch on, to be honest, because they really perpetuate that colorism amongst black people.
Yes.
So Greenleaf
Oprah does
is
that very well.
absolutely. Greenleaf is about a church family, and they have 2 daughters and a son. The dark-skinned daughter. The light-skinned daughter came back to live there. She was a victim of sexual molestation when she was younger by their uncle. She's a pastor. She comes back to save the church, save the day. I can make everything better through God's word and my beautiful self, right? She's light-skinned with very long hair. They have a dark-skinned sister who is Vivi and Cece Winans' blood sister in real life. She married a gay man. Didn't know he was gay. They had a child.
Oh,
she got
Lord.
addicted to prescription drugs. She got all the goddamn problems. They got a
Right.
brother. They got a brother. You know, I'm being real. They got a brother.
She got all the
She got all the
problems.
damn problems. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? She got the daughter. You know, she got the child that lived with the
Y'all killing me.
with the gay husband, and you know
And his
got
partner.
His partner. Then we got the son who got the dark-skinned daughter. You know, his wife is natural hair. Dark-skinned sister, child, natural hair. Dark-skinned sister. But she run off with a boyfriend that beats her ass and beat on her. The dark-skinned people are just so dysfunctional and got so many of the problems. But the light-skinned sister and her daughter, they okay. You know, they're scholars. And they're the good girls, and they're saving themselves, and they're the same thing with the other Queen Sugar. I had to stop watching that. They got another show, the life of the sister. She come back to town. She married a star basketball NBA player. She come back and she saved the farm, and she's doing all of this. And then they got the dark skinned brother who's just out of prison, and they got dark skinned sister who can't keep a man, and she's it's the imagery and the colorism on TV shows. I don't really mess with on like that. I watch them as well.
Damn, we're gonna end up watching Fox. No, I'm just kidding.
At least we know what we get. They tell us like this. We ain't got to guess with them. But yeah, OWN does a lot of colorism, and it keeps putting in our head, you know, light is right, black get the fuck back. Period. And they put that on. That's on every TV show that come on. I'm just being straight up for real with it.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm with you, Cheryl, on that Greenleaf.
Yeah. Oh, see, I didn't even. Ooh, Lordy Jesus. The dark activist.
yeah, that's exactly what she is. To be completely honest with you, Cheryl, who put that on there, Cheryl?
Yeah.
When I see her, I think of my sister Rolanda because she is like the earthy type of. She wears. No, I'm not being funny, but she wears like her prints. She had her dreads. She used to have your dreads.
Yeah,
she burned her sage. She burned her sage. You know, she's a character that we know, but they make her seem like she. Then the only man she had was a white man. Like, can't no brother love her. Like, she can't get no love from a brother. Like. Yeah. Oprah, can you show us one black goddamn couple?
Oprah don't have
well,
that
she
shit.
because Stephen is
I love Oprah, but
Stephen is her butler.
Yeah, I mean, come on,
you just showed the hell out.
Yeah, Stephen is her butler.
She said butler.
We ain't never seen them no kisses all these 99 years together. They ain't never had no kissing photo or hug.
But what I do know is that people who, you know, I'm just kind of like you know, I just noticed that sometimes it's sad when it appears that we can't produce our own healthy images.
Yes.
Of ourselves, but then turn around and talk about white supremacy or how I have to get my own and all of that kind of shit. Same thing with Tyler Perry. You know, I think he just rides the black woman titty like a tick riding a dog.
We don't do nothing Tyler Perry films but act the fool and sing.
Well,
that's all we do.
That's
it. That's all.
But that's all. I mean, no disrespect, Tyler.
He employ people. He employ people.
He does. But I just think sometimes he employ us by our own streets. He's almost like a drug dealer who came into our community and sold drugs because they had to eat and they had to have a big bay window and all that. And then years later, you looked up and our community was all fucked up. And now you have Tyler Perry, you have Medea, and you have all of his stereotypical light skin, dark skin shit. And you can see it now in our community. I know people don't want to hear that shit, but everything has a metaphysical way of playing itself out. And then we want to act like, well, at least he's employing people. Well, shit, so did drug dealers.
Right.
Okay. So did slavery. We were all employed during slavery.
Right.
Shit, all of us had a job then. We didn't have no benefits and shit like that. I'm laughing because it's like, damn, like, you know, like as much as it is beautiful being black, we have such leeches and predators in our community. And I ain't talking about and we support them. We support them. We love an ex-pimp. God damn it. We love an ex-pimp. You go to any church right now, there's one in there. We love that. Like, let's look,
you go to any church, mosque, or synagogue.
I ain't leaving off. I'm just saying, nobody rocks them loud ass suits like a minister and them pointy ass shoes. So, you know, I still think you ain't gotta go see players ball. You can just go to goddamn church.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the nation, it's all in there. I mean, you know, because where people go after they've been.
The nation just has some refined pimps.
They using them wide.
There you go. Did you say refined?
Refined.
And they use them wide.
That's
for those of us who are sedity. Sedity. I like my man to use words like sophistication and complications and the metaphysical understanding. Like, you know, we like
to how to manifest on the screen of your imagination. You remember that? Imagine that. On the screen of your imagination, brother. You remember that? Brother tried to. Long time ago. Really quick story. Brother thought we was new. You know, me and Londa, but the Nation of Islam. I was the mosque secretary. We was very sure we got to kick the hell out of the mosque. We was too black for the mosque. Let's keep it real. Anyway,
Y'all got kicked out.
we got kicked the hell out.
You ain't tell me
They
that
thought they
part.
was gonna kick one of us out, and the
We
other one
both
was
left.
gonna stay. So you have
We raised by May. We
Yeah,
raised
they thought they was gonna kick out one of us, and the other one was gonna sit there. So I'm about to tear.
your tears
I'm
again.
about to beat up everybody in this mind, so we both leave. So kick me out too. But anyway, my brother, you know, he thought he was kicking some of that. I'm gonna call it conscious game because it's a difference. So he was
Okay.
coming with that whole queenness and you know, sister this, like he was trying to finesse us, and we was looked at brother like, brother, we done heard all. We know we queens. We been that since birth, boo. Like
Don't need you
he
to.
thought he was coming, but he was really trying to, sister, you know what I'm saying? I'm off this queen of the imagination of your mind, how we manifest our lives in the me and Yolanda was looking like, brother, come on, like.
Trying to-
So yeah, we done been there, done
We've
that.
been there, done that. We've
Been there, done that.
But it's
You
all
see how
good.
she changed the
It
tone,
all makes you a part of who you are. That's why I
Right,
think
yeah.
I could talk on so many things and no disrespect. The nation has done great things for a lot of
Absolutely.
people.
And it's
Honestly,
Right.
needed.
It
Yes.
just didn't, it just didn't
It's
fit
needed.
for me
It's
because I'm a
needed.
bit of a hippie, so it didn't really work for me. And I don't need a white person. I don't need a white person who you say is black who had to appear as a white person. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right.
Have to
Yep,
come and
that's
tell
it.
me that I'm somebody as a black person. Dude, I've been black. I come from those descendant enslaved people who knew they were African, who knew they were black. So I would have never followed that man to the toilet. So no disrespect.
And you got to remember too, some
Yeah.
organizations
Right.
it'll stay in there. This is for the blind.
But that's like
deaf.
Greenleaf,
It'll
though.
say this is for the blind, deaf, and dumb, and
shit.
we were none of those.
Yeah,
So
that's
it
true.
wasn't
I never
for
looked
us.
at it like
It
that,
wasn't for
neither.
us, but it's the nation.
But some of
Islam
us
is-
need that.
Nation Islam is a great tool for those that need it. Because
Right.
I know a lot of brothers that I see, and I'm so proud that they found the Nation of Islam because they're, you know, they have cleaned up some of their stuff. They were not. I'm saying some because just because you peel the tooth doesn't mean you're pure. But I have seen the Nation of Islam really change
Me
some
too.
lives
Me
for
too.
the better.
Me too.
It's a
Yeah.
great organization. It just was not for me.
Yeah.
You
This
know,
wasn't a fit.
and it's okay.
But it's definitely
But we
one of
still-
our
we still
organizations
roll-
in the toolbox.
Yeah,
'Cause
we
I
still
still keep
roll
them
with
in the
them.
toolbox.
Yeah.
I'm about to say we still roll with them. They
I still
okay.
keep them in the toolbox, but
Yeah.
we did have some funny occurrences. But again, you can still see those same things we talked about with Greenleaf.
Yeah.
So with that being said, Khadijah, I guess at the meeting something came up about the letter people because I can't remember all these damn letters. LG.
I have put a LGBTQILMNOP. So
That's what
I
you're
have
talking
put on a post on Facebook just about us loving ourselves, and we can't
Right.
let our we can't take up other people's battles. And I put Latino LGBTQ community.
Right on.
And I think I put something else, and the sister kind of came on there like, you shouldn't put LGBTQ on there.
First
And
word,
my
shouldn't.
whole thing was, this is my post on what I support. Period. So I
Right.
understood her point, but I'm saying, I know women, I know gay women that are gay, and white women discriminate against them for their skin. They have the good old boys club like the white men. They have the good girls club with the white women, and they
Right.
exclude black women out of that. Whether you're gay, transgender, or bender, whatever the hell you want to call yourself, they discriminate against us too in those organizations. So my thing was, this sister kind of came on my post and was like, you shouldn't say that, you know. And my point is, we suffering, period. Whether I don't have to know what your gender is. I don't have to know what's between your legs unless you tell me. I don't have to know who you humping on unless you tell me. I cannot go out and you cannot not see my black skin.
Right.
So to me, that's a choice. I don't have that. You choose to tell me what your preference is.
Right on.
I
I
can't choose
agree.
to tell you my goddamn skin color. So my point is saying that stop coming on my post telling me to support LGBTQ as I'm supporting BLACK. I'm about black people.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, so let me
Got
just
it.
say this. I love that. We should start countering that with BLACK.
Right.
I just also think, too, is that, we got to know when is not our place to say shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's just be honest. If somebody disagree,
And once again, I'm not going to
pick
piggyback. Once again, and I'm not trying to make it into a call, but this is once again, it looked like maybe a mixed lady telling me not to. Okay, she's not. Okay,
No,
well maybe
she's just
she's
kind of. But sometimes, even when you have to be mixed, if you have a couple of skin tones lighter,
Yeah.
you think sometimes that's like
Right.
white supremacy works, just like color supremacy works. I mean, we practice that inside our own tradition and culture. So let's just be clear about that. I don't give a damn how black you feel in your soul. I get that. But we know that sometimes you get a different visibility. That's why sometimes I let them people talk. It's like, my job ain't to change your mind. I don't give a fuck about what you think about me.
Right.
But what you will not do is come in my space and act like you own me because you don't own me.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think sometimes we gotta know when to stay in our own goddamn lane.
And we
Let's
gotta,
just be honest.
know when the people in their lane, because I will gladly shift your ass back over to your lane. When you steer in mine, when you steer in mine, I will steer
Peace
you
in
back
mine.
into yours.
I agree. I just
Yeah.
think even with that topic, I think all black people is not down with the letter people, and
Right.
it's okay because we don't have a history of doing half the shit that they have done in their regular skin to black folks. we barely get the right to love each other as black people.
Yeah.
Shit, we don't, so
Right.
I think sometimes if we're going to disagree, be okay with it, but I don't think it's your point to tell people. That happened to me some months back.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, and I think sometimes you quit acting like we're in the same lane, because clearly we're not in the same lane.
And stop
You know?
policing my posts. Like,
Yeah,
who the
like,
hell are
you
you
don't
to
even know
post
me
this?
like that. You really don't.
Right.
But I also think back in the day, that's why this Facebook is really cute, because back in the day, if you did that shit in person, you made you stretch the fuck out. Because some of us come
Right.
from the tool of like,
We scrap.
excuse me,
Yeah, we
boop.
scrap.
And some of us, we know we ain't about that life. That's why we be on the keyboard talking shit.
Right.
Because if we was face to face, you would be bitching up
You be
right
on
now.
the ground.
Yeah, I mean, let's
Yeah.
just be honest. And I think
Get these
sometimes we
hands.
have to go back to that.
Right.
But in the nice way on Facebook, you just have to tell people like with the,
Keyboard thugs.
stay in your lane. If I say something that you disagree with, pass it up. Because I pass up a lot of people's bullshit that I
Right.
don't agree with.
Right.
You know,
don't
Tasha
have to
Robinson, yeah,
respond.
you remember when,
You do
Tasha?
not- you do not have to respond.
yeah,
Take
you know
a
what I
minute for me to
mean?
make-
Yeah, but I'm just saying. So I just feel like sometimes we be on some liquid keyboard courage, but it's like
Yeah.
you don't really have to agree, but you don't have to say that either.
And then
Right.
why is it your place to police my thoughts?
Because they
You
don't
know,
value you.
yeah.
Because black life don't matter.
Exactly. Don't
Right.
police
We be
my
the main
thoughts.
one. We only want black life to matter to white people.
Yeah.
Right.
The white people like your shit ain't gonna ever matter to me. You were a slave. That's
Now,
why I
I gotta
brought
go
you
back
here.
to that 9-year-old that hung herself. Her life mattered.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm just
nobody
saying, we gotta go
protesting
back to that though.
I don't hear anything.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crickets
Mhm.
right now.
Yeah.
Moment of silence for crickets.
Mm-hmm.
Because, we really don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Like, let's
Right.
just be honest. But we say we do.
Mhm.
And then I can tell we don't care the way we come for each other.
Right.
Without black on black crime. Black on black crime doesn't exist. Hell
Yes,
yeah, it
it
exists.
does.
But you know
It's
what?
when
It
black
exists,
people
but
kill
black
other black people.
don't want to talk about it.
Who?
Black people.
Well,
don't
no,
wanna
because
talk
we're going to
about it.
appear to other people that we're not doing something, which we're not doing any goddamn way. So
Right.
they don't even need for you. Let me tell you something. News flash, Negroes, niggas, black people, African Americans,
I can't.
coloreds,
You know what?
enslaved
I can't.
people, slave people,
can't.
just niggas in general. White people don't give a damn about you. They don't care. They don't care that you don't take care of yourself. They don't care that you want to police other black people so you can get into their clubs. They don't care. Okay? So that's why I tried to bring them up, because they don't exist in my world like that.
Come on with
Nothing
it.
they can say is going to change
Come
road.
on with it.
Right.
Nothing. I'm caring about the people I belong to. And if you're a fake Negro, just, if you're a fake Negro, just say that, and we can just move you on to the side. Because I
Right.
believe in taking out the trash. I don't
Right.
believe in leaving trash in my kitchen.
When you leave trash around, it starts stinking.
Yes, it does.
It sucks
Yeah.
up the whole house. So I hate to come in and you forgot to take the trash out that
Y'all,
morning, and you come
how y'all
in
get
the
me
evening
over?
and the heat
I need to
from the
drink.
dead
Hey,
and the
Dr.
whole
Luther.
house
Right.
smell like
Dr. Castillo.
smell like stinky trash. Our community smell like stinky rotted trash. And we got to
Tamiris
take
is
some-
crying.
We got to take some shit out, y'all.
But I just think sometimes we
Yeah.
really care too much about what other groups
We do.
think.
And not
Right.
just
Other
white
groups
people.
don't even think
not just,
about
I'm about
it.
to say,
Yeah.
not just white people.
Yeah.
They be worried about what the Latinos think. They
don't
ain't
care.
worried about us.
They
They
don't-
ain't worried
not.
about, yeah.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
really care. When
No.
they in there playing underlay music back here, they supposed to be doing the Zumba class. It's full of Latinos. Maybe one black person in there because maybe she's dating somebody that's Hispanic or Latino. 'Cause they got different names too, but they're clear on the mission.
Hello?
They don't try to put on no hip hop or no soul music.
They
They
ain't
don't
in there
dance.
for- yeah.
They don't include you. Like, give me a
Right.
break up in here. What's wrong
My
with
nephew
us?
plays soccer every Sunday, and he's
Yeah.
the only black on our team
The only black dude
because
on
he
there.
has skills. But anyway,
Yeah.
but
I'm just saying.
I say that they out there playing their own music and they out there enjoying
And
themselves.
they're not considering other people. We are the most considerate people to other
Yes.
people but ourselves.
Selves.
We
We
will,
are all inclusive to anyone that is not black. We will include everyone. We will
Damn.
include every
That's
nationality,
heavy.
race, gender. Because this whole gender shit got me confused. It was
I'm
men.
a black woman
It
trying
was
to just
men
have
and
my
women
rights.
when I grew up. I don't know what this gender
My
is.
thing is, I don't even give a damn about them. What I'm saying is, shit, I'm a black woman who don't even get a chance to be a woman.
That's the point I'm
So I
making.
can't, I agree.
This whole
But
gender
that's
thing-
white people shit,
Yeah.
though. That's
Yeah.
white people
Yeah.
shit all day long. Don't nobody give a damn.
Yeah.
Hell, I grew up sometimes where, you didn't see men kiss their wife
But you knew
in public. No, I'm just saying, like, you did that shit at home.
That's
Because
private. That was your
how,
business.
yeah. So it's like, y'all, it is nothing personal.
I don't
But
really
my
care
thing
what
is,
you
I'm
do.
not mammy, so my job is not to make you
Comfort
feel
you.
comfortable.
Come on.
Slavery, newsflash, slavery is over.
Yeah.
Okay, at least for me.
Been over.
I feel like now we in a time where we have to
I
fight
am
freedom.
Haitian.
Oh, damn, Javon. Yeah, unless she hates you.
And Sister Cheryl said, stand to the side.
Yeah, stand right on. But I just feel like sometimes it just, y'all be trying to be, but in America, you gotta almost get loud. You gotta be like I like my loudness.
But it take all of that. You know, because you gotta
I
be able to,
you gotta have,
there you go. You gotta have that, and you gotta have I bust you in the head, and you gotta have I'm gonna pray for you. All of that. That's all our makeup. We got all of those.
We gotta love black folks.
We got it all. We got it all.
Y'all, all I gotta hear is water. That's all that's in here today is water.
I got a little bit of spiked coffee on this joke. It's just coffee.
But Lord, so let me ask you this. So there's a curriculum, I guess, that are passing around in Elk Grove School District.
Oh yes, but before we get to that,
okay,
one more comment.
Go ahead.
Black Season Wiggins, I think I'm saying it wrong.
Black Seki-Con.
Okay, Seki-Con. Okay, well, that sounds like a little something. We will be so much better off when all or most of our folks realize that white folks don't and won't give a damn. Then we will pull our folks. Then
I don't even see that.
We will focus away from them. Without our focus, they have no power over us.
Right on.
Right
Who said that?
On. Black Seki-Con.
That's right on, sis.
Tasha Robinson says we have all the mixtures. Yes, we do, Tasha. Because you know we can be Bougetto, we can be Ghetto, we can be Preppy, we can be Hood, we can be all of that.
Right on. You ain't never
We
lied.
all
But I like her comment. But it's hard because some of black folks, I know I use the word some all the time.
She did too.
We cannot even separate.
The
We feel like we
idea of
have no
separating.
life without them. But everything they do came from our life, and most of the time from our dysfunction, and from us trying to survive this experience called America.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the real
Yes.
truth. You know, so even when we created jazz and soul and this shit hop, I don't know where the hell the shit hop come from, but hip hop came from out of us trying to survive because we tend to want to sing and dance just to kind of make it over.
It's a coping mechanism.
Right, but now I think we sing and dance and the shit is killing us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It really is. And now we got shit hop.
I love that.
I call it shit hop.
Yeah.
I heard a guy say that before.
I love that.
And you ain't gonna try to make, what is the young people? Well, they wrong. And sometimes you tell them that y'all wrong.
Right.
And it's okay. And support the young people who want to do it right. We're the only group that condone our kids doing stupid ass shit and then call it art.
And then blame somebody for it.
And then blame somebody. Well, they would do that. That skidder, what the hell is that? Like, I don't even know what you're saying. Skidder.
I don't know the rest, but I love the beat. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God.
About.
You know, I do like that I Don't Mess With You song though, because I been wanting to say that to a few people. I saw I do like that song.
Black Saki Wiggins says, what is shit hop?
It's the current version of hip hop.
I'm about to say shit hop used to be hip hop.
Right.
It's what happened when young people don't respect their root and try to create some new form of it.
And Tasha Robinson said they've always rolled on our backs. Absolutely. And to be quite frankly,
still do.
Our backs are tired. Like, no more rides.
We just got to stand up and they will fall off.
Hello? There you go.
We just got to stand up. Yeah, the music they are singing
that's
now.
Shit
hop. That's her.
That's the shit hop.
That's that shit hop right there. That's that boo-boo hop.
Boo-boo.
That's that, you know.
So what is it going to take for hip hop to get, what is it going to take?
Let's see, 40 years in the wilderness. That's too damn long though, 40 years. Maybe we are in the 40-year cycle. You ever think about that? No, honestly said that the people have to walk around for 40 years. Yeah, maybe we are in that.
40 days and 40 nights.
Is it that what it is? Shit, thank God. That was like 40 years there. God damn. Okay. Sorry, y'all.
Oh.
Look, but maybe we're in that cycle.
Right.
To some degree.
Uh-huh.
Somebody maybe we, grabbed it, can't create. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe we are in that cycle.
Javon says, OMG, you sound like my dad. Ha ha ha.
I love
Then she says, graphic, can't create, only still and lower. So
that's right. They're right on. Right on. And so I don't know.
I know for me, like, we might be in that cycle.
I think we're in the cycle.
I've been like revisiting some of the classic hip hop with my son. So now he bumping like De La Soul, The Roots, Public Enemy. He on Self Destruction. The whole Self Destruction song. I just kind of took him back to some basic hip hop.
Pop, 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 when the shot, who's to blame? Rap is the game. MC Divine here to say the bottom line. The black on black crime was way before our time. Damn, we still on black.
Girl.
Hey, classic hip hop was up though. Who was your classic one? Who was another classic one we had?
Remember he said, and I shouldn't have to dance with a black man.
Yeah. I never ever ran from a Ku Klux Klan, and I shouldn't have to run from a black man.
Yeah, that's deep right there. Listen to that lyric.
That's self-destruction. We rocked. We was like Public Enemy. That was our
I'm talking about bass. I do. Y'all had to remember classic hip hop was what's
we used to rock that at Scurry X too.
Yeah.
All the Peckerwoods better hide tonight. Yeah, I come from that kind of hip hop.
Yeah.
What else?
Man, or X Clan, or Poor Righteous Teachers, or Paris. You know, like all of them, but even West Coast had this. Queen, oh, definitely. Queen, all Hail the Queen. Right on. And Money Love, when they had that Ladies First.
Yeah, Ladies First. Yeah.
So yeah, we had a lot of. I mean, I can't even go through all of it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's War of the State. J-Von said War of the State.
You right?
War of the State. Being locked down.
J-Von know. I ordered that, by the way, through Dimples. Just waiting to put my Scurry X in my CD player.
Yeah, that's that old school.
Yeah.
So
that's that music fired up.
Did any of that music shape y'all?
Absolutely.
U-N-I-T-Y. You better believe that. Who you calling the what? Hey,
instinct leads me to another flow. Every time I hear a brother call a girl a bitch or a hoe, trying to make a sister feel low, you know all of that's got to go. I could go all day
like Snoop Doggy Dogg. Y'all don't get us in this mess here. But any of that music shape y'all growing up? That was my soundtrack.
I think that was definitely.
Because every good hero gotta have a soundtrack.
I think that's probably why I was able to, besides my mother's upbringing, I was able to avoid a lot of the bullshit that some of my peers didn't, because my mindset was on uplifting my people and go spreading the knowledge of self. That was my whole thing. So I wasn't out trying to like, oh, I want to like him. He got on. I'm trying to get a boyfriend. That was none of my mentality. I was out on the empowerment of my people since 14, 15. That was my grind. So. Hell yeah, that's part of my soundtrack.
Do y'all remember people who did sell drugs if they had any kind of sense of community?
Yeah, drugs used to come. Yeah. They used to buy us like ice cream and stuff on the block, real talk. And they used to, come around and and they didn't sell drugs. They were drug dealers, but at the time, I didn't know they were drug dealers because it wasn't directly in our community and it wasn't publicized. Like, look, y'all, I'm a drug dealer. We heard, like, so-and-so sell dime bags. We young. What the hell's a dime bag? Like, I didn't know they were drug dealers. We heard about it. It wasn't publicized or made to look like I'm winning. It was something they were doing to survive.
I think that just dawned on me in the moment. I'm trying to be funny, because sometimes I be having a distaste for drug dealers. Because they would tell me their sob story and shit. And I'd be like, I know people who lost their parents for drugs. So I'd be like, nigga, what?
Yeah.
You still walking around this motherfucker?
Right.
But I also think that's a different time.
Yeah.
Like when people did sell drugs, they weren't glorifying it, and they would tell your ass to stay in school and stuff like that.
You get in trouble.
It's not like now, like, I got all this paper and I've been
come over here and make this money.
Yeah. So I don't really remember that. I don't think we grew up in that part of the crack.
And I know we knew drug dealers. They were in our communities. They didn't publicize it. It wasn't glorified. It wasn't like be like me, take this fast route, which really ain't a fast route because your ass gonna be locked up longer. So you got there fast, but you're gonna be there longer. But they didn't glorify it, so we didn't know they were drug dealers. We might have knew because their mama might have got some new furniture. Like, oh, how she get new furniture? Miss Mary got a new. They brought mom stuff in their house. That's how you knew some of the drug dealers. Their moms had the nice ass house.
There's something about that big bay window. J-Von said, I reminisce over you, my God.
Come on now, J-Von.
I didn't even know that piece.
We didn't even bring up Common. Come on now.
Common Resurrection. Oh yeah.
Or Nas.
I
rule the world.
For all my sons. I love them, baby. Okay, y'all, we done lost our mind. Okay, right. But see, that's good music when you start singing the whole lyric and everything.
Let me tell y'all what I've been jamming to yesterday.
What?
Okay.
I put on the classic "Killing Me Softly," but sung by Roberta.
Oh, you went all
the way. When I tell y'all, I was in there singing and crying because her melody, girl, I was in there just singing. I was reminiscing, and I was just the words is like he was singing to her. Like, you ever have girl, anyway.
Yeah.
Not the Roberta version is good, but the Roberta Flack version.
What y'all just experienced in the last 15 minutes is classic black folks. Like, we talked about some real deep shit. Then Then we went on some real deep stuff.
Deep shit.
Wow.
Then we came back to music because music has a way of
does.
like I have a lot of favorite artists, but I love Marvin Gaye.
Oh yeah.
Like
Ooh,
I love
Marvin Gaye and Miles Davis were your top two.
Oh God, John Coltrane.
Yeah, that's the third one. There, you're right.
No, but I mean, for me, it's kind of like those things shape the moment.
Right.
Like even I
Hold
used to
on,
love
sorry.
hearing
Javon said y'all done started. Don't be a hard rock when you really are a gym.
Hey, baby girl.
Niggas stepped up and you built a spending them now.
What?
Lauren is only
Human.
human. I think I haven't been through this same predicament. Let it sit inside your head like a million women in Philly pins.
Hey, Philly Pin.
Okay, don't get me started, Javon.
Cause we're in. I just do those parts.
Me too. That's it.
Hey, but you know, that's good music though.
Fake nails done by Koreans.
Come again.
And
Okay, go ahead. So go back to your topic.
Baby girl. Let's get on. But that's how we are as black folks. That's why I think that's why we can multitask. We can listen to something, be having the conversation, and cook it at the same time.
Right.
I mean, we can do a bunch of stuff at the
Yeah.
same time.
Right.
For real. That's the only sensitive process of going through. That's real talk. But I think so. You know how you have an era that you work through. There's always these other things that also shape the era as right.
The
well.
body factors, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we leave out the power of music. Because music has
Right.
got, keep on pushing.
Yes.
right.
What? You can't stop now?
Now.
Why you playing? No, you can't stop now. We got to keep on a little higher till we reach keep pushing reach a high ground. Yeah. So, I mean, all of those songs. Any particular song that motivated your day when you was growing up, you just had to play. And your cassette or your CD?
Sleeping in bed.
World has changed so very much.
Where it used to be.
But you know, I was not the 70s.
Oh yeah. Okay, who's that peeping through my window?
Window. Ah, yeah.
Nobody know. Yeah, y'all done took it back.
Oh, yeah. See,
I'm
see,
a
to me,
hip-hop.
this is a hip hop lesson. Don't get it
Yeah.
Ready to
twisted.
be next Sunday.
Yeah, the hip hop lessons is what's
Yeah,
up.
that was-
Because I learned
Right.
so much stuff.
Yeah, we did.
Man, what about Onyx?
Oh.
That's like the early 90s. the
Honest was like that. To
Rough.
me, that was like
Head
that.
banging.
Yeah, that was like
Head
that.
banging.
Get you fired up.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Man, there's so many different
There was too
artists,
many
man.
of them.
I can't.
Yeah.
So the only women we had was Queen Latifah and Money Love.
No, we had MC Light. We had
MC
MC
Light.
Only Love.
Cha Cha Cha. What's the Cha 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 song?
Cha Cha Slide.
No.
Porgy.
No. When she started off, Cha Cha
Cha Cha Cha. What, huh?
It's MC Light. It started off. Oh, so kick this one here for me and my DJ.
Oh, yeah.
Oh damn! I can't remember the song. Kick this
Yeah,
one
but
here
that
for
was-
me. But it
yeah,
started off with
yeah.
a cha 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 whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Roxanne?
She was alright.
I went. She was 100 Roxanne.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the
So
real
Roxanne.
Roxanne.
The real
Oh, no, I'm talking about the real Roxanne. I'm talking about Roxanne Shante.
Roxanne Shante.
Right.
Yeah,
She was live on stage.
The other one was not the
She
real
was live on
Shante.
stage.
Roxanne Shante is the real
Remember
Roxanne.
that?
Yeah.
She was live on
Live
stage.
on stage.
She live on stage.
Yes.
So the other female rappers.
Those were
Yeah, I listen to a lot of East Coast rappers because to me they're the ones who have the knowledge besides somebody like Paris because Paris is from Oakland,
Yeah.
from the Bay.
Yeah.
And I loved
There was another
Devil
group out
May
of the
Cry.
Bay that we liked too.
Who was
There
it?
was three of them. I can't remember. We interviewed them on our show before. I can't remember their name.
Who was that?
It's going to come back to Farside. Aren't they from the Bay Area?
I think Farside is from the Bay.
I think Farside's from the Bay.
I think you're right.
They
Or
was
from
on our TV
LA.
show. Yeah, they're from the
I made
West Coast.
picture.
Mm.
That's true. Yeah, I mean,
Far
no
side.
disrespect to West Coast rap, but my frequency was a little different. Because I was a jazz head, and so
Yeah.
And they
you
did
know, a lot of them use a lot of
samples.
samples from
Yeah,
jazz artists.
Definitely.
I also have to say something to me. I wasn't into calling myself bitches and shit like that. Not mad at nobody who did, but that just didn't. I came from that Queen and the Black Medallion era,
Yeah.
so for me, that's kind of that shaped me. See what I'm saying? That totally shaped me. See what I'm saying?
Javon says, if you don't understand universal blackness, you really can't fight in this war.
Yeah.
It is too costly to keep white splaining. Oh, girl, I'm still in that white splaining. We got to move forward. I love the response to LGBTQ being BLACK.
Right
Yes.
on. Yeah, Roxanne. Oh yeah,
Oh,
Roxanne
yeah, Roxanne Shante was it.
Right on. I'm trying to think of it because you know, there's a lot of it, but she was the only one I remembered. I didn't even remember the other one.
Yeah,
she just was dancing all the
yeah,
time. I didn't really know her.
We had Miss Melody. She was out for like a hot
That's
spell.
right,
Miss
KRS One
Melody,
in the Boogie Down Productions.
No, Miss Melody and them. Okay.
Well,
Miss Melody.
will always get paid. Well, take the wackest song and make it better. Remember to let us into your skin, cause then you'll begin
This
to
master.
mining. Break it up, criminal minded. You've been blinded, looking
Okay,
for
now we
something
gonna
like mine. You can't find it. They are the audience. I am the lyricist. Sometimes the suckers
yeah.
on the side gotta hear this.
Yeah. Me and mine, we can do this all
No,
day
sorry, y'all.
long.
I just that used to be my.
Lord Jesus. Hip hop give me life right there. Whew, water.
Right.
Get
All the
some.
water.
So anyway, y'all, we're gonna definitely have to do this whole thing about
Yeah.
hip hop and the connection to activism and accountability. And I also think during that time, black people loved each other in a different way.
And we used to have
Yes.
this one rapper out.
Yeah.
She was fresh out of Sacramento though. Her name was Asiatically Divine.
that
That was my rap name, y'all.
Yeah, that was her rap name. Yo, who was the one
That
over
was
there?
Asiatically Divine. That was Blackly Divine. That was my.
Well,
that
what
was
was
my
the
rap
one?
name.
Did you do like you had a couple of samples?
I had a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you ain't gonna spit one real quick?
No, they ain't ready for my kind of stuff. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying? I
shit.
spit that real. They ain't ready for none of this.
No, I got comments in here.
Wait.
J. Brown said, I love the NOI. It saved my life, but I also love voodoo. I love black. It's all about what tools will make us well so you can get on board. Right on. That's what I'm saying. Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. Right
Yeah.
on. For real.
Right
But
on.
I just remember, I ain't gonna front. I remember in the early stages of hip hop though, that most of those rappers that was spitting was somehow connected to Islam. I'm not trying to clown.
And they would tell you that. They got their base from Nation of Islam. They would tell you that. Yep.
Right.
Nation of God's
The
and
Nation of Islam really came into in the community at the time when it was very well needed.
Yeah.
We need-
But also, some of that was left over too from the 60s.
From Garden
Right.
Grove.
That's why we knew
Yeah.
who Malcolm X was.
Absolutely.
I mean, because for rap music, that's the first time I was ever introduced to Malcolm X.
Yep.
Was rappers and all.
And that's how, I mean, that's
Guru
people
and
real.
all of them.
Right.
And Dr. Khalid Muhammad.
Ah.
That's my mentor, you know.
That's
Let me tell y'all, I know he finally
fine,
came off
fine.
my wall in my house.
Oh, that's because you got a husband.
Yeah, he's been on my bedroom wall for since I was like 15. And every house I moved to, you know, he still be on my wall. My man was like,
married
my
somebody
man was
had
like,
a man on the damn
wait,
wall.
hold on,
Look at
wait.
her face though.
But wait, my man said, is that your uncle?
He said spiritual.
I said, no, that's my mentor. He said, well, he got to come on down. So, Dr. Khalid Muhammad is no longer on my bedroom wall.
Yeah,
That was,
liberal.
you know what, I'm going to tell you why.
Family.
He was a black man that was not only black in complexion,
But he was
black in his soul.
Yeah.
Like, he loved black people. And
Yes, he did.
he made you love black people.
Yes, he did.
So you would
Right.
hear him speak, and he would make you feel so proud. You want to go out and conquer the world. And
Right on.
oh, he just made you love everything from your lips to your coarse
That's real talk.
hair to your full lips to your wide nose to your hips to your dimples and your thighs. All of it. He made you
Damn.
love everything about being black.
Well,
Yeah, I tell you how. So those are the type of. That's who I measure black men to. Dr. Khalid. You can, yeah, you know what it
God
is.
damn.
You know what it is.
You,
Dr. Khalid.
you remember that time though when yeah, I can't even.
No, go ahead, go,
What?
what?
I'm talking about that time when you gave him a hug and you was sniffing him.
Hell yeah, I remember that. Well, let me tell you. So, Dr.
Cool
Khalid-
water, cool water.
He had on some cool water.
cool
And girl, when I
water,
hugged him, when I got to the, I just had to do
my
like a quick.
sister, we a mess.
Woo! It cleaned up all my sinuses and everything.
I
Like,
can't
oh, he
stand
was
this
just.
girl.
But you know what
I
it is?
can't
What I love about Khalid, he was a brilliant man. He was
He
a
really
master
was.
student. He was a scholar. He wanted to learn, and he wanted. He was.
And he wanted us to learn.
I was
And to
like,
me,
what
he
is telling
made me.
you?
He made me feel like this is just for me.
Like you was
that
the
I was
shit.
with the modern day Malcolm X.
Yes.
That's how I felt. Because he made you.
Javon said yes. Dr. Khalid with
Yeah.
some hard times, girl.
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
made you really.
Love.
Because I spent time with him, so he even when you tried to come with the bullshit, he was
He would
still.
call you out on that
He would call you
bullshit,
and
but nice.
love again accountability.
Yep, in a nice
you couldn't
way.
roll with
In a
him
way,
if you
yeah.
weren't gonna be accountable.
You couldn't roll with him if you was a sucker. I'm gonna
Don't
say
you
it.
really? Okay, Esther.
Yeah,
Sucker.
get out of here, sucker. You jive turkey. No.
No.
Yeah, he
But
was-
no, that's real talk. So he definitely had that kind of energy where you had to have accountability to roll with Colin.
And I
You
remember
couldn't
when he
be on
came
the-
to Oakland and we did security, and I think we were the only two women on security detail.
on that time.
Yeah, it was
this is
all
when he
brothers
was-
and
he was
just me.
gone.
We used to roll with the
Oh,
brothers.
that's, yeah, I remember that. I remember
we
that.
did security for him, and they thought I was. You would thought the president was coming because I was. He
The
wasn't. I was
president
doing
of Wakanda.
I was doing
Of
double
California?
security
Whatever.
check for Dr. Khalid, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
anyway. Twisted
So
Sister
hold on.
was
So
whatever,
hip hop music would take you there because he is definitely connected to my
He's
hip
in the
hop
beginning of some
experience.
songs,
Yeah.
man.
Yes,
Come
he
on.
is. He is. Because when we were robbed of our name, robbed of our culture, robbed of our religion, our culture, our God, and the way many of us act, you even lost our minds.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is. Damn! Yeah, you say, God damn, this is a dope jam.
Okay.
Okay, y'all.
We can do this all
Damn.
Oh,
Sorry, y'all. I just
Jay.
get hip hop make me move. I'm sorry. I mean that classic hip hop.
Yeah.
Some people call it that golden era hip hop.
It's
I said we
real
gotta bring that
hip
back.
hop. That's what it was.
But I also think that hip hop was connected to struggle, to philosophy. That's why
it was a purpose.
Yeah, that's why shit hop can act like they not connected.
And hip hop they just happened to make money. It was not about money.
Yeah.
It was about spreading the word, a message, and being able to express yourself. They just happened to get money off of it. But their goal was now everybody trying to drive some shit to get some money and buy a new Tesla and all that kind of stuff. There's no message in their music.
I agree. But I think we just gotta look at this for just a minute. No. So we know that hip hop from that time was connected to knowledge, to a philosophy, and to upliftment. It was connected to something. The hip hop now is still connected to some of that same bullshit, but not in that way.
Absolutely.
They connected to get money, murder, mayhem, destruction of our community, and I think Brother David Banner talked about that in the clip I posted on my page.
He said 90% of hip hop now is bullshit.
Yeah,
right.
That's so true.
So Paris Sweet says, love y'all show. What's the name so I can share y'all lives on my show Messy Tuesday. So it's Sunday Sitting with Sisters. Y'all share the live. Yes, you can share the live.
Yes,
we share the live. Share.
Yeah, please
so
share.
Yeah, you can share it directly to your page, to your groups,
right
all
on.
of that.
I definitely got to do something about the hip hop though. We have to have a hip hop roundtable though, and how it's impacted your life. Because hip hop did impact mine. Oh, like I wrote this rap back in '92.
I would bring it up.
Yeah, you need to sing and rap though. You know what I'm saying? I was always like in the background.
That was my producer right there. She was,
That was me.
She was on me. You got your rap done? You got your verse done? Is your verse done?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, though, y'all, the Black Marriage, the Great Continuum, the interviews have been great.
I know.
So I have a couple more. I think today I'm doing Tasha and her husband.
Tasha Robinson.
Yeah.
That's my friend.
I think we got to talk about Black
junior
marriage.
high.
You know. And then I got someone else was saying they really wanted me to do something about singles and black folks, but I got to meditate on that. Because I want single black people who want to be married. I don't want nobody like, man, my marriage is awful. I don't want to talk about that shit.
You know what? That's not who you're going to have. Because there's a lot of people that want to be married. And those negative Nancy's, stay your ass away.
Yeah.
We want positive.
How could you not want to be married but wanted to sleep with everybody? Because no judgment. I just trying to figure that out. I'm
going to give you an answer to that. I'm going to give you an answer to that. I realized a long time ago there are ladies and women and there are little girls and hoes. Okay. And it's because you're a woman. It's because you're an adult doesn't make you a woman. Okay, so some women really just want a stiff dick. Some women really just want a warm body till they're next to. So some women really, they content with being a hoe. And that's her role. So let them pay that role. But there are many women just like you and myself that really
I get you.
I realize that all women don't think how we think, really want companionship, relationship. But some women, because I hear women, I'm good. Some women just really don't give a damn.
Right.
And it's been holes in the world since forever, y'all.
Yeah, I get that.
I
get that, but I also know that, and I get the whole lady, whatever. But I also think there is something that happens when, that to me, it keeps going back to accountability. That's all I'm saying. I don't think it's necessarily I get the whole thing, but I think there are women who sleep with people, but I think if you have never witnessed or understood what marriage really meant, you think the fact that you lay down with somebody and y'all live together and all of that,
that's marriage.
That you think you think you don't need to be married.
Yeah, just common law. They so used to that common law.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah, they don't.
That common law part.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying.
I know people that been together like 25 years. Like y'all never thought to like.
And they get married and get divorced.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that too.
Y'all should have just snubbed and got married.
Don't tell nobody.
And don't announce it, and maybe y'all would still be married. But I also think that we just don't celebrate the.
We don't see it and we don't celebrate it and we don't promote it.
Right.
We don't not promote black love.
That's so true.
I've been to so many black weddings this past year. We just don't celebrate and promote and support black love. We don't.
But I think we deserve to build family together. And I'm not saying
absolutely.
I'm saying because in some people's house, there's just different roles. Some people, I like it when I can cook in the kitchen because I've been doing my little cooking. But I like the fact I don't have to do dishes because I hate doing dishes. But the person that come right behind me like, oh, I got the dishes. I use that air fryer. They like, I got beautiful. I don't mind setting stuff up. I just don't want to have to wash the goddamn dishes.
She's been that way forever.
I hate dishes. I like making up dishes.
Sister Cheryl said, I want a companionship, but these guys want these little girls. I'm just saying dating is different now. No more friends meeting friends. That's true. And I think a lot of hookups used to come because people didn't know people, and you were hooked up through somebody. Like you met somebody through somebody, so you knew something about them a little bit, like some of their background, people that knew them.
Right.
Now it's people in your DMs and the dating sites and all this shit. You don't know what you're getting. You know, he got 5 kids, 6 baby mamas, and how you got 5 kids, 6 baby mamas? Well, one of them may not.
And no commitment to none of them.
Exactly. So I get it, Sister Shirley. It's very, very different nowadays. Yeah, it's very.
So I know we getting to the wrap up. We got like another 15 minutes. However, what do y'all? Because all of us is different.
Yeah.
Like I would love a man to cook, but it's not mandatory. At least boil some women with some tea. What do y'all look for in the male mate?
Oh, I have a mate.
Well, what did you need that he had then?
I needed consistency. I needed love. I needed respect. And I needed him to be a man. I didn't want a man that I could boss around, and I've had that already. Because I'm a very strong-willed woman, and I needed a man that could handle me and all of my strongness. So he knows how to balance me out. So when I'm getting a little bit forceful, he don't necessarily got to flex his muscles like I'm the man. He let me have my moment, and then later on we talk, and I know how to talk to him. We compliment each other. We both we bowed about it. Like we will come ride on you. You called us tomorrow, say somebody ride on you. We both about to show up and ride. But he's my calm. He's more calmer. He's 10 years older than I am, so he's a little bit more calmer. He brings me peace and security. He makes me feel like ain't nobody else on the planet but me. Any comfort I need, he gives to me. My family members, my sister call and they need this, my nephew needs something, he's there. He's all about family. And that for me wins my heart over. And we cook together in the kitchen.
He can cook too, y'all.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm getting that potato salad?
Yeah, I'm making it today.
Okay, good. So I'm coming on. Real quick, anybody out there, if you're married or not married, tell me what it is that you need in a man.
Thank you, Cheryl. Cheryl said, I need my man to know he's a man. That's what I was saying.
Bam,
I need a man to be a man.
Yeah.
What about you? What you look for?
That would be.
Are you single, Dr. Strong?
I am single.
Okay, good. So what are you looking for in a man? That's good. I like that.
Believe it or not, I like a man, if that makes sense. Somebody.
What's a man?
Oh, girl, it's a man.
He's a man. So, because I'm kind of like Khadijah. I really have, believe it or not, like a wild side, like a love side to me.
What?
Yeah, okay. But he needs to be able to manage that without berating. He be able to adore. He's going to be able to take care of stuff, and he's going to be able to correct me in a way that not going to make me feel like
in a nurturing way,
right? Like I've done something like horribly wrong, or that I'm less than. That I am the most important.
I left one thing out. I'm sorry. I need a man that's also a provider.
Yeah.
Goddamn right.
I'm sorry. I left that out because
and doesn't mind trying,
or who knows how to provide.
Yeah. Communication.
What about
communication?
Yeah.
I like that song, Karen Will. I need a man to be a man.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. And just like we talked about before, his manhood is not defined by what I'm doing or what I'm not doing. That he can be a man. He knows he's a man no matter how I show up.
And Cheryl said, a man is a man that stands up straight and looks everyone, even a white man, in his eyes.
Yes.
That's a man.
That's a man.
But man, so I get that.
Let me ask you though, what do you look for in a man?
You know what?
I know it's probably so many, but
No, I need a man. I like manly men too. I like men who are a little bit rugged. I like men who are very affectionate though. Yeah, I like affectionate people, but I also like a man who could I don't have to stroke his ego every 5 minutes.
I'm on with it now.
So I like a man who's secure in himself, and who will to talk some things out. And I need a man to know when to walk away.
Yes. Pick and choose.
Because I got the mouth, y'all. I'll be like, and then he just have to. And I had that before, but that person wasn't black. Because he told me one time I was raised by parents, and so I don't need you to make me into a man. I'm a man already. And I was like, oh shit, I better sit my ass down.
Right.
But a brother would be like, you messing with my manhood. I can't
do that.
I can't do that, brother. Because I'm, so and I like a family man. I like a man who's about his family, who's about community, but not over the top. Like you can't be out in the street and you ain't take care of home.
Hello.
Right.
But I also like very smart dudes, like who are learners, who know about the world, who is not afraid.
Well-versed.
I don't want no spooky Negroes. I can't do spooky men.
You know, and I like a man who allows me to be who I am.
You like a man,
but also know when to be like,
not
no,
intimidated by
that's
your
not
presence.
cool. Right.
Yes, absolutely. Because that's
Yeah.
the hardest part for me is finding a man that wasn't intimidated by my presence.
Yeah.
Because that's hard to, because you know our family, we're very boisterous, strong black women, but we know we're good women, so we know how to take care of.
And I like a man
right.
who gives good hugs.
I like a man that makes good love.
Oh,
Let's keep it real.
That's
Love
right.
is good. I mean real. That
what is good love? When you get faced, you be like, oh.
good love is all of that. Good love is all of that.
Look, you want some fish and grits?
Right.
Oh.
Good love.
Whatever. How about some chicken wings?
I'm hungry.
You name it. 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock in the morning. 2 o'clock in the morning, the kitchen light on.
Right.
You making cornbread.
Yeah, I can't control.
I love that Jill Scott song, whatever it is. I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
How about some chicken wings? Whatever. But anyway, so that's what I'm. How about some tofu? I said tofu, Cheryl. Yeah. Okay, so I have a question. Maybe you can answer this, or anybody. Do men or Davon? Hell, if you still on here, can men who don't eat meat still be rugged?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
he can.
I don't know. Tofu man be all like, I don't like soft men.
He
To
chopping
be
down
lovers,
trees.
because then I be feeling like, then I get upset.
Soft like tofu. You cannot
Yeah, you
be
cannot.
soft.
They have firm tofu though too. That's
Okay,
why.
yeah,
They have firm tofu.
I need that thing.
Y'all know we a mess up here. But firm tofu. But I just wonder sometimes, because sometimes I meet dudes who are like vegans and vegetarians. Sometimes
And they
they
come on
be
kind of
hella. They be hella. Yeah, I be thinking like
only
maybe
meat.
they belong to the letter group.
The letter group.
And it's okay to belong to that, but just let me know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I don't play that down low.
Yeah.
Because you'll be below.
But I just wonder with that. I don't know, y'all. Look, y'all, we coming to another wrap up.
Cheryl, I want to taste that tofu that tastes like meat because I have yet to taste that yet. I'm telling you,
she makes sliders.
I would love to taste that. Okay,
She do a lot with jackfruit.
Okay, I would love to taste
Oh, Cheryl can cook. Cheryl, yeah. She gonna be doing a cooking thing.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to work. She can cook that out. Y'all, you hear the church, they got the drums going. They
about to
get
get it going.
and up in
Hey!
here. So it's about that
Get them
time for
shoulders,
us
get
to
them shoulders. I
say.
get that shoulder hot.
But I love that though. You know what? Sometimes when I do go to church every now and then, I just like to be in the energy of black folks when they be feeling good.
Girl,
Yes.
That's really what it
It's
is.
a good spirit right there. Like it's on the way
Yeah.
over here, I was jamming to my Mary. You know, I gotta listen to my. They got one song that just gets me through my day. But yeah, that music.
Yeah, I just like the energy.
Yeah.
Hey Dana, how are you?
Dana, hello.
So I just like, I like to watch black people celebrate, be funny, be happy.
Right.
Hip hop did that for me growing up.
Yeah.
And so did a lot of soul music. That 70s funk. If you guys haven't seen it, there's these cartoons on the YouTube. It's like George Clinton, Rick James, James Brown, and Bootsy Collins. And this is stories from the road. This shit is hilarious.
We have one more comment.
Yes,
from
go
Sister
ahead.
Maris.
Yeah.
A Renaissance man, a provider,
Yes.
intelligent. I
Yes.
need him to be the man, a
Yes.
spiritual man,
Yes.
family man. I want
Yes.
him to be hard when
Yes.
and soft as he handles me when he lays with me.
Woo!
Gotta be able to handle this business in the bedroom. Come on because we all was talking about we want them to be loving. None of us said no bedroom. We know that's a big part.
And hold on. You gotta read that again so we can do our church thing. Read that again. Read it again.
This
So
is
we
from
about to
the
do
mirrors.
it. Go ahead.
She says, a Renaissance
Talk
man,
about it.
a
Hallelujah.
provider,
Right on.
Amen.
intelligent.
Yes.
I need him to be a man, a spiritual man,
Right on.
a family man. I want him to be hard.
Yes.
when
Yes.
needed.
Come
And
on now.
soft
Come
as
on.
about
he
it.
handles when he
Tell
lays
it.
with me.
That's it.
He got to be able to handle
Right on.
Woo!
his business. In
Oh,
the bedroom.
yes.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. What the church say?
Amen.
Amen.
Y'all, you know we be here acting a fool. But the marriage, that's classic.
It is.
Renaissance man.
She
I
summed
like
up
that.
what we said. She
That's
summed
right
it up.
on.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that
Thank
made
you.
my
We
damn
said
day.
yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Summed it
saying?
up.
So I got a couple interviews this week. I can't remember them. I got one at noon with Tasha the Robinsons. They're gonna answer my 16 question quiz on black marriage and
Beautiful.
Nice. Yeah.
Black couple.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
So I have a couple more coming up this week, and then I also have Traditional Tuesday, and I have a lot of other stuff I'm rolling out too. But the Men of Honor was a lot of work. So,
it was awesome.
Oh Jesus, it was beautiful. But now I got to get back to my own game, and I got some reports and stuff like that. But I got my reports to get in. So that's what's going on with me. What about you this week?
Well, this week we are going to we're on Etta Radio. So Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. and 9 p.m. You can catch Dr. Strong with Tea Time, talking about empowerment and how we can live our best life. So that's what we'll be doing this week and getting ready for our workshop coming up in January. So check us out.
This week I will be having probably a lot of kids because the kids are out on break for Christmas.
Already this week?
Yeah, my child last day was Friday, so I'm going to be having.
Oh wow!
Can you got room for extra?
Yeah, I don't mind. I always have all the kids at my. You ask my sister.
She do.
Kids at my house all the time.
That's our tradition.
So yeah, we'll be and we're coming up for that too, but that's not for everybody. But yeah, I'll be. My week is pretty chill. Yeah, not too much going on. I'm gonna be with the kids this week doing some fun activities to keep them busy while they're out of school.
Right on. We do a lot of stuff. We create memories. That's why it's important when I hear people say, somebody in our family died and we just don't do that stuff anymore. And I wish for those days. And I said, you make those days.
That's right.
So that the next generation can continue those days. Mm-hmm. So if you were a part of traditions that were great and fun and whatever, create those so that young people can pick them up. When we become ancestors or maybe too old to do it, to continue on. There is something about creating tradition and ceremony that we must keep going.
Right.
We must keep going. It is our duty to keep going.
Yes.
So thank you, sister.
And before we end it out, I just wanted to give a shout out to the Technology Academy that Dana and I believe the lady name is Shauna here.
Shauna McDaniels.
Derek Allen and Joe Archie, the kids really learned a lot. It was really informative on Thursday night. They left the meeting. They were just so excited to learn about music, and they gave them a really good history lesson on Motown and music from the 60s and instruments and all of the composing, and it was awesome sauce, and the young black men and women were so excited about this program. So I'm really excited about the Technology Academy. They're doing a lot of great things for our kids. So.
Nice.
Right on. My good time voice and my Florida, like watch Good Times, they like right on.
Right on.
That's how I be feel. That's why I get that because I know that's
what goes off too. I don't mind.
Yeah. So that's why I get.
But I got one rule though.
What's
if
that rule?
I can't whoop them, I can't watch them.
Oh,
I know that's
Lord
right.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Just kidding, y'all.
All right, y'all. We out of here.
Peace
All
out.
right,
Join us
peace,
next
family.
Join them next
Thank
Sunday.
you.
Sit in with sisters.
So you gonna be back.
You gonna be back.
Love y'all. Holla.